How are you, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. How we doing? We're settling in. I'll be back in a sec. How we doing? Just getting all my speakers turned on. How we doing, folks? How we doing this morning? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. Coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, as we do each and every day, except for Sunday. You know how that goes. 7:15 Eastern time. Central time until 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, or noon Eastern time. All right, I'm coming back, folks. Don't worry. All right. It's Kelley. We're back. We're officially back now. We got everything set up. So how's everybody doing? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. How we doing this morning? Like I said, we're here each and every day, Monday through Saturday, every day except for Sunday. You know what we talk about. We talk about all things insulin resistance, all things diabetes, insulin resistance, gestational diabetes, PCOS, any form of insulin resistance, man, we talk about it. Type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Insulin resistance. That is what we talk about. We talk about how to eliminate it. We talk about is once you get diabetes, type 2 diabetes, once you get it, do you have to have it for the rest of your life? Is this condition that you got to have forever? Or is there something that you can do? Is there something you can do that can change the whole game around? And I'm here to tell you that yes, there is. Here to tell you that you are not trapped. You are not trapped by insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes. You are not trapped by that. PCOS, you're not trapped by that, right? Because diabetes, insulin resistance, and all that stuff, it is a reversible condition. Very, very reversible. For most people, it's very, very reversible. How do I know that? Because I did it myself. And then that's what I'm going to teach you today. I'm going to teach you how to reverse this thing, okay? How to get your A1C back to the ideal range of 4.9 to 5.3, somewhere around there, somewhere around close to 5. Right? That's kind of where you want it. As close to 5 as possible. So yeah. How do we get diabetes? Where does it come from? Well, it comes from, like I said before, diet and lifestyle. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. So what does that mean? It means that it should always be lifestyle first, medication second, right? If we can't fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, okay, then we can talk about the medication. We can talk about all the Mounjaros and the metformins and all of that stuff, okay? If we tried everything in our lifestyle and it still doesn't work, we tried having a peaceful mind, right? Having an active body. We tried clean eating, effective sleep. We even got rid of the alcohol. We tried everything and nothing has worked. Okay, now we can talk about the medication. But until we exhaust all of those other avenues first, we don't need to go. The medication is, again, it's very, very important if we need it. But most of the time we don't need it. We just need to change our diet and lifestyle. That's it. Which is the most thing that most people don't want to do. Most people are like, Kelley, if it comes to my lifestyle of getting rid of diabetes, I would rather, I'm not going to change my lifestyle, Kelley. Yeah, I'm not going to change. So it's diabetes. So here it is. Either you take charge, either you become the boss of your own lifestyle, or diabetes will become the boss of you. Either you become the boss of your lifestyle, or diabetes will become the boss of you. That's how it goes, folks. That's how it goes. It is a lifestyle and dietary condition. So I don't care how long you've had type 2 diabetes for 20 years. If you've had it for, 5, 10, 15, 20, it doesn't matter how long you've had it. Doesn't matter. The point is, it's totally reversible for most people. Most people, it is. Most people who are suffering from insulin resistance, it is very, very reversible. It's very, very easy to get this condition. All you got to do is just do whatever you want, eat whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. For the most part, you just do that, and then you'll get the condition. Just like I got the condition. When I got my diagnosis of having diabetes and heart disease and being obese, just like I got my condition, I realized that I wasn't stuck. I wasn't stuck with this condition. After I did the research and I found out, oh, okay, I get how I got it. I get it. I get it because I was living a poor lifestyle. I wasn't managing my stress, my activity levels. I was being a couch potato. I was eating a bunch of crap. I was eating whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. And I wasn't getting effective sleep. And I wasn't, and I was drinking a lot of alcohol. Okay. And as a result, I go to the doctor at the age of, I think it was 41, maybe 41. Yeah, 41. I go to the doctor. Same day, diabetes, heart disease, obesity. Who can relate to that? Who can relate going to the doctor and getting diagnosed with diabetes? Okay. Who can go to the doctor and put a me in the chat if you can relate to that? If you go into the doctor and they say, hey, you got diabetes, here's some metformin. Who can relate to that? Who can relate going to the doctor, just like I did, and getting diagnosed with diabetes? And they say, hey, son, here's some metformin. Okay. Yeah, you know the feeling. You know the feeling. I'm gonna tell you. Let me show you. Let me show you. 2 weeks before I took this picture, or 2 weeks after I took this picture. Sorry. 2 weeks after I took this picture. 2 weeks after I took this picture, is when I got my diagnosis of having diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. I had no idea. You think if I knew if I had diabetes and heart disease, you think that I would be smiling like that? Okay. Look at my grin. I'm cheesing. I'm having a great time. Look at my stomach. I'm covering up my stomach because I'm insecure. But I didn't know that 2 weeks later I was going to get diagnosed with diabetes and heart disease. Like, who knew? Who knew? So now, this picture right here, like 2 weeks before, who knew? So I'm telling you, I can relate. I know exactly what you mean when you say you go to the doctor and you got this diagnosis. I get it. I get it. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You're not stuck like that, though. Just because you got that diagnosis doesn't mean you're stuck. You know what I mean? I wasn't stuck. You know what it was? You know what it was? I was just loyal to my preferences. Okay. I wasn't trapped with diabetes because diabetes is a reversible condition. I wasn't trapped, folks. I was just loyal to my preferences. That's all. The second I switched the game up, no longer loyal to my preferences, I was loyal to my life, okay, saving my life. I was loyal to that. And as a result, now, no more diabetes, no more heart disease, and no more obesity. Like, how do you explain that? Well, you explain it because diabetes, like I said before, folks, type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle condition. It is so easy to get rid of this condition. So easy. You just got to understand what it is. And once you do that, it's like, okay, I get it. Just do this and do that and do this. And then that's it. That's it. Lifestyle first, medication second. That's what we're going to cover today, folks. We're going to cover, very first thing we're going to cover what is diabetes, what is an A1C, like what is all of that. We're going to find out what it is. And then once I teach you what it is, once we find out what it is, the next part is to find out how to defeat this thing. How do you defeat this condition? How do you reverse it? I'm going to teach you how to reverse it just like how I did. I'm going to teach you the same stuff I learned, same stuff I put it. But here's the thing, though. I put it into action. You put that stuff into action. Don't just learn about it. Put it into action. You put it into action. The sky's the limit. All right. So do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen, double tap that screen. Double tap that screen and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition, struggling with diabetes, insulin resistance, PCOS, any of that, pre-diabetes, any of that, man. Forward this live out to them. Like I said, double tap that screen, folks. And we're going to get into it today. Let's see if we got any questions. Tell me how, please. That's next. It's a process. It's a whole process, right? I'm telling you how. I'm going to give you a hint. It's lifestyle medicine: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It's a whole formula that I'm going to put up here on the board. So first of all, I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to tell you how to fix it. So hang out for at least an hour, right? Because that's not a quick fix. People are just like, oh, it's a quick fix. Just do this. No. If it was that easy, everybody would literally do it. So hang around with me for a little while. If you're serious about, getting rid of the condition, I got you. All right. Let's see. My husband got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 3 days ago. His fasting sugar is 211. Is that normal? That's the furthest thing from normal. Michelle, that is the furthest thing from normal. It should be under 100. Okay. There's nothing normal about that. But now we normalize it in society for our blood sugar to be that high, but no, it's the furthest thing from normal. Everything you eat has sugars, just like vitamins. Okay. Went from an A1C of a 14 to 8 in 3 months. Yeah, still working on it. Sour sop and apple cider vinegar. That's amazing. From a 14 to an 8 in 3 months. That's incredible. That's incredible, folks. That's too high. Yeah, 211 is way too high. I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, 211 is way too high. That means that he has double the amount of blood sugar that he needs. He only needs 100. Up to 100 is what he needs. 200 is double what they need. It's what he needs. So that's not good. All right, you start getting to 300, 400, or whatever. It's supposed to be at 100. 200 is double. 300 is triple. 400 is quadruple. You get what I'm saying? All right, so here we go, folks. Let's get into it. Before we get into it, there's a couple of things you can do. You can go take the quiz. That link in my bio, folks, before we get to the board, that link in my bio has a whole bunch of goodies in it. It's got everything. It's got everything that you need. So if you're suffering from insulin resistance, gestational diabetes, pre-diabetes, PCOS, type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar, whatever, that link in my bio is like Disney World. It's going to be like Disney World for you. Okay? It's going to be like Disney World. Right? Remember when you were a kid and when you went to Disney World was the greatest place on earth? Well, that link in my description is a bunch of stuff. There's a quiz on there. There's the master class on there. These are all free, by the way. The quiz and the master class are free. The PDF is free. There's a free PDF. Then there's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That one's not free. The challenge is not free. And then today is the launch of Beyond the Challenge. So if you did the 14-day challenge and you were successful in that 14-day challenge, only if you made it all the way through. If you made it all the way through, then the next step is to go beyond the challenge. And that is out right now. It's called Beyond the Challenge. It's 8 weeks beyond the challenge. That's full transformation. So if you're ready for a full transformation, join me for another 8 weeks and we're going to get that transformation going. Full transformation, weight loss, whatever. People won't even recognize you. That is called Beyond the Challenge. So click that link in my bio, folks, for more. So do me a favor, folks, and put the word A1C in the chat because we're getting ready to talk about all things A1C. If you ever wanted to know what diabetes was or how, like I said, it's a two-part process. I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to tell you how to defeat it. So do me a favor and throw the words A1C in the chat. Thank you very much for the daily heart me. And we're going to get into it, classes in session. And I'll get back to your questions in any minute. Anytime you got questions, throw them in there. But I can't always get to the questions because sometimes I'm on the board. But right now, we're getting ready to get to this board. How we doing, folks? Got a couple of folks coming in over here on the other side. It's all thing. It's time to go to the board, folks. Let's lift these cameras up over here. Let's go to the board. Let's go. Let's see how we're looking over here. A1C, folks, do me a favor, put the word A1C in the chat because we're going to the board right now and we're going to talk about all things A1C. Like, how do you lower your A1C? Like, people have been coming in and saying, hey, listen, I lowered my A1C to this and that and this. Like, how did they do it? And freaking, what the hell is an A1C? First of all, let's cover that first. What is it? And then second, we're going to cover how to bring your A1C down back to the normal range. But like I said, while I'm doing that, folks, click that link in my bio. Go get all the stuff. Go get it all. Yeah, A1C. Got some folks coming in talking about A1C. All right, let's dig into it. Let's find out. Let me make sure the board's set up over here. Let me see. Hold on. Set up both cameras. Okay, I think we're good. All right, A1C, what the hell is it? Mine is a 5, and I did intermittent fasting, very low carbs. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, A1C, what is it? Here it is. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they've gotten their hemoglobin A1C tested? If you've ever gone to the doctor, if you've ever got that hemoglobin A1C tested, or if you've ever gone to the doctor and they say, hey, listen, you're anemic, you've got low iron, you've got all of that, you're anemic, okay, you got low iron. Has that ever happened to you? Who's putting me in the chat? If you ever gone to the doctor and they say, hey, you're anemic, you got low iron, you got all of that, right? And then do me a favor, put new in the chat as well. If you're new to this, if you're new to me, put new in the chat, put where you're from, put all of that stuff. All right. Anybody ever gone to the doctor and they said their hemoglobin was low, or they're anemic, or they've got low iron? Anybody ever experienced that before? New straight out of Georgia. Shout out to Georgia. Yep, I have. Okay, I knew it was going to be at least one person. At least one person is going to have that hemoglobin A1C, or that hemoglobin low. So what the heck is a hemoglobin is the question. A hemoglobin is this. When you breathe, oxygen-rich blood needs to go through every cell of your body, right? It needs to go through every cell of your body. Basically, oxygen, okay? It is literally the air that you breathe. Oxygen-rich blood goes through every cell of the body. I'm trying to get the best camera angle over here. And if you don't have enough of it, you're going to get tired. You're going to get tired. You're going to get hungry. You're going to get all of that stuff. Tired, hungry, not hungry, just tired. Sorry. You're going to get tired all the time. No matter what you do, no matter how much sleep you get, you're always tired. Why? It's because you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood flowing through your body. The word hemo means iron and oxygen. Iron and oxygen-rich blood needs to go to every cell of your body. It's kind of like this. You ever tried to hold your breath? See how long you can hold your breath. Try it. Let's do an experiment and see how long can you hold your breath. My guess is it's not very long. Maybe a matter of seconds. Probably less than a minute, right? Okay? Less than a minute. If you really push it, you can hold it for a minute. And you're like, The reason you feel like that is because you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood flowing through your body. So you need that. So that's what the word hemo means, iron and oxygen. Globin means protein. So iron and oxygen-rich blood is being carried through every cell of your body by a protein. Literally every cell of your body. It's very important stuff, folks. You want to know how important it is? It's so important that if you don't have enough of it, guess what happens? The doctors will give you a blood transfusion. If you don't have enough hemoglobin flowing through your body, the doctor will give you a blood transfusion. That is how serious the stuff is, folks. So it is literally, just think of hemoglobin as literally like the air that I breathe. It's very, very important stuff. I don't know about you, but I think air is very, very important. Okay? The word A1C is how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. How much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin approximately over the past 3 months? Keyword is stuck. I said stuck on purpose. It's because it's very, very annoying stuff. Imagine imagine getting just jumping in a big pool of Mountain Dew, a big pool of Coca-Cola, a bathtub of Coca-Cola. Okay? You take a bathtub of Coca-Cola, you get out of there, and you're going to be all sticky. Just imagine all that stickiness, just being all that Coke being all over your body. Well, that's what's happening to your hemoglobin. You got a bunch of sugar that's stuck to it. It's a bunch of Coca-Cola or Mountain Dew that's stuck to it. It's very, very sticky stuff. Like a Jolly Rancher. Put a Jolly Rancher in your mouth and it gets all sticky and it gets on your hand and then all over your body. And you just want to take a shower. You just want to go take a shower. So that is what hemoglobin A1C is. It is a percentage. Check this out. This number, the percent goes anywhere between 4 and 30. 4 and 30%. So what percentage of sugar is basically infecting? The sugar is not good, folks. It's not good stuff. Okay, it's infecting the scientific word is glycation. It's glycating your hemoglobin, aka oxidizing it. Basically, think about it. What the sugar is doing to your hemoglobin is turning it into rust. Okay, it's making your cells very, very rusty. And as a side effects, you age quicker. You age quicker. The more sugar that you got stuck to your hemoglobin, the faster you're aging. The faster you're checking out of here. Okay, it's a percent, 4 to 30. Who can tell me what it means when your percent gets to a 5.7 through a 6.4? Who can tell me what that means, folks? Put it in the chat. If you've ever gone to the doctor and they say, hey, your hemoglobin A1C is a 5.7 to a 6.4. Who can tell me what it means? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What does that mean? Thank you. Thank you for sending the gift. Thank you very much. It means you're a pre-diabetic. Yeah, pre-diabetic. Yeah. Go take that test too, folks. I see folks are taking that test. Yeah, pre-diabetes. Yep. Pre-diabetes. So if your number falls anywhere between 5.7 to 6.4, you are now considered a pre-diabetic. But who can tell me what that means, though? What does that mean? Is it just a word to throw around? Is pre-diabetic? You say, I'm a pre-diabetic. Like, what does that mean? Is it time for celebration? Like, who can tell me what it means to be a pre-diabetic? Do you know what that means? Throw it in the chat if you know what it means to be a pre-diabetic. So 5.7, 6.4, pre-diabetic. I want to know what does that mean, though? Still doesn't mean it, because if you told a 3-year-old, my hemoglobin is 5.7 to 6.4, they're going to be like, my A1C is a 5.7 or 6.4. I'm like, what does that mean? What does it mean? Anybody know what it means? All right, nobody knows what it means. Okay, so check this out then. Oh, you're on the fast track. Here we go. Here the answers are coming in. Here we go. All right, on the fast track to diabetes, if you change nothing, you will become a diabetic. All right, consider reducing it so you don't be a diabetic. Okay, all right. Another question. Well, who can tell me what the most important hormone is in the body? All right, there's hormones throughout the whole body. Who can tell me what the most important one is, though? Like you got estrogen, you got testosterone, you got dopamine, you got glucagon, you got insulin. Like I said, you got all the GLP-1 hormones, you got the satiety hormones, you got reproductive hormones. Like, which one is the most important one? You got even vitamin D. Like, vitamin D is a hormone. It's not even a vitamin. Like, these are all important hormones. But which one do you think is the most important hormone in your body? Let's see. Okay, let's see what we got. Testosterone, insulin, cortisol. Ooh, cortisol. That's a good one. That's a good one. Cortisol. Yeah. Okay, testosterone. Any other guesses? Any other guesses? Insulin. Not quite sure of the most important. Maybe insulin. Okay, question mark. Insulin. Someone says. All right, insulin. Any other guesses? One more guess. One more guess. Most important hormone in the body. Most important going once, twice. All right. People are saying insulin. And your drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. And it is drum roll, please. I know there's a drum roll on here. It is insulin, folks. Insulin is the most important hormone in the body. How do I know that? Well, I know that because ask a type 1 diabetic how long they can go without their insulin. And the answer is going to be not for very long. Or whenever they got to have it, they have to have it for the rest of their life. They're what's called insulin dependent. And if you are insulin, the reason that they're insulin dependent is because they depend on this insulin to survive. Because if you do not have enough insulin flowing through your body, through your veins, if you don't have insulin flowing through, you will not survive. That is how important the hormone is. You will not survive. Because insulin is the master hormone. It runs everything, literally. If insulin is messed up, everything is messed up. The other hormones that you named, those are important hormones. Cortisol, testosterone, dopamine. These are all important hormones. But here's the thing. They're all important. If you don't have those hormones, your quality of life's gonna suck. Like your life's gonna suck. If you don't have some of those hormones, you're not gonna have a great quality of life. But the point is, you'll still be alive. Okay? If you do not have insulin, you will not be alive. That's why it's called insulin dependent. This number, folks, is an indicator. Prediabetes means that you're already becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. It means it just hasn't gotten really bad yet. That's all it means. There's no such thing as prediabetes. It's just insulin resistance. Prediabetes is just a word that we throw out there. It just means that it simply means this. It means that you're already sick. It means that it just hasn't gotten bad yet. That's the simplest way to say it. You're becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think that that's a good idea. Most important hormone in the body that I'm becoming resistant to. Let me think about it. Let me scratch my head. Yeah, that doesn't sound good, Kelley. Yeah, doesn't sound good. Now, let's up the ante a little bit. Let's find out what happens when we keep going. We keep going. What happens? You keep going. What happens, folks? You keep going higher. You keep going higher. You keep going there. 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. What now? What are they going to go to the doctor and your A1C is a 6.5 or 7? What is the doctor going to do next? What's going to happen next? You've been there. I've been there. I've already know. You know, and I know. If you've been there, I know. Because I know, because I've been there. You saw my pictures, right? I know what it feels like to go get this diagnosis, 6.5 or higher. So like I told you before, I'm going to tell you what this is. This is a 2-part process, folks. I'm going to tell you what it is to have diabetes. Because you got to know who you're fighting. You got to know who the villain is. And then once you know who the villain is, the next thing, folks, is to how to defeat the villain. The villain always gets defeated in the movie. Now I'm going to teach you how to defeat it. So what does it mean? Let's see who knows what it means when your A1C is a 6.5 or higher. When your A1C is a 6.5 or higher, that's impossible. What's impossible, ex-chief? Medicine. Yeah, medicine. All right, any other guesses? Any other guesses? So if you go to the doctor and your A1C is a 6.5 or higher, what does it mean? Okay, diabetic, medicine, metformin. But why they giving you the medicine, the metformin? Yeah. Somebody said diabetic. Okay, yeah, all right. Hello, I'm just wondering, are those numbers before or after eating a meal? We're talking A1C right now. A1C is the overall average for 3 months. right? We're not talking about the day-to-day blood sugar. We're talking about the overall average for 3 months. This is what's your sugar been doing over the last 3 months. All right. So what is it? Yeah, what does it mean? Any other guesses? All right. You guys are quiet today. No worries. All right, here we go. They're coming in. Type 2 diabetes. That's what it means, folks. Or diabetes in general. Just diabetes. Okay? That's what it means. But what does that mean? Well, that means this. That means, like I said before, it means when your A1C is a 6.5 or higher, it means that you have more sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin. It means two things. It means the more insulin resistant you are, which insulin is the most important hormone in the body, means there is more sugar that has been stuck. Keyword is stuck. Real nasty stuff. Like I said before, imagine just jumping in a big pool of soda and jumping out of that pool and you just all sticky. That's what's happening to you, folks. Because blood sugar touches every cell of the body. Insulin touches every cell of the body, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. From the crowns of your head to the soles of your feet. No, Robin, you got it backwards, Robin. It means that it's not that your body is not making enough. If you're type 1, it's not making enough insulin. If you're a type 1 diabetic, your pancreas is not making enough, or it's not making any at all. It's getting destroyed. But in type 2 diabetes, this is where I want people to understand. Type 2 diabetes, folks, is not because your body is not producing enough insulin. It's the total opposite. It is because your body is producing too much insulin. It's producing too much insulin. Why do you think it's called insulin resistance? It's called insulin resistance because you've gotten too much of it and it stops listening to the signal after a while. Like, you come around here too much, that we build up a tolerance to you. You've got too much of it. That's what type 2 diabetes is, folks. A lot of people will say, yeah, it's because your body's not producing enough insulin. No. Type 2 diabetics are producing enough insulin for themselves and probably like maybe 3 or 4 other people. That's how much insulin is being produced. Why? Because you got too much sugar in your bloodstream. And where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So where blood sugar goes, when you eat all of that junky food and then your blood sugar goes up real high, your blood sugar goes high. Insulin is the master hormone. Insulin has to come high as well, and it has to bring that blood sugar back down. So when the blood sugar goes down, it's like insulin is like, all right, we can go down now. It's kind of like the chaperone. Remember the chaperone when you were a kid? That chaperone when you went out to field trips, and the chaperone made sure everybody was on the bus. Okay, we got all the kids on the bus. Okay, little Johnny's here, little Megan's here. Chaperone. That is what insulin is like for blood sugar. Insulin says, I'm the chaperone. I'm going to make sure all of the blood sugar goes into the muscles. I need to make sure this is what insulin's job is. I need to make sure all of this blood sugar goes into the muscles. So then when all of the blood sugar goes into the muscles and into all of the cells, now we can get on the bus too, and we can go back home. Okay? But until that happens, until all of the blood sugar is in the muscles, is all stored away in the muscles and in the cells, until then, insulin will stay high. And that is why you become insulin resistant. It is not because you got too little insulin. That's for type 1 diabetes. So let's clear that up. Let's clear all these myths up about, no, type 2 diabetes means you're not producing enough. No, you're producing too much, way too much. It's why you become resistant to it. So anyway, now back to it. That is what it means to have diabetes, folks. It means that your body cannot produce the energy It cannot use the energy from the food that you just ate. And as a result, this is why you always get tired. This is why you're always hungry. This is why you always got sugar cravings. It's because this sugar is literally, too much sugar is literally choking the life out of you. It's literally what it's doing. I told you what hemoglobin was. Hemoglobin is literally the oxygen that you breathe. And the more sugar that you have stuck to your hemoglobin, the higher your A1C, the faster you're glycating, it's called. That's the scientific word. What does it mean to glycate? Think of it like this. When we're born, our cartilage is white, like this. When we're born, our cartilage is white. But when we pass away at the age of, let's say 90, pass away at the age of 90, our cartilage is brown. Why is it brown? It's brown because of too much of the sugar. The sugar is what browns it. It's called oxidation. We're all aging. So I'm aging, you're aging, everybody's aging. But how fast you age, keyword is how fast you age, is dependent upon this number right here. Depending upon that hemoglobin A1C number, it will tell you, it can predict how long you're going to live. It's it. How do I know that? It's because, like I told you, what the hell's hemoglobin? Oh yeah, it's just oxygen, the life that you breathe. So the more sugar you got stuck to it, the more you're suffocating your oxygen. It's why people leave here 15, 20 years too soon. It's because you literally got the life choked out of you by too much sugar. Literally. That's literally what it means. I'm not being figurative or nothing. It's literally what it means. So if I were you folks, I'm not you, but if I were you, I'd do my best to get my numbers back to the ideal range of 4.9 through 5.3. This is the ideal range. I'm going to tell you how to get there right now. But if you ever want to extend your life, if you ever want to add more years back to your life, because it's inevitable, right? It's inevitable. You can play around with it, take it for granted or whatever. But when your numbers are at a 10, a 15, 10 and 15 like that, that clock's ticking. That clock's ticking fast. Fast. It's quick. Like I said, that's why people leave here 15, 20 years too soon. All because they got too much sugar that's sucking the life out of them, literally choking the life out of them. So folks, that is what it means to be a diabetic. It is not just a number. The hemoglobin A1C number is not just a number. It is a predictor of how long you're going to be on this planet. Seriously. So if this is making sense to y'all folks, and if you're going to take this number seriously, I'm going to tell you how to fix it right now. That's part 2. I tell you, hang out with me for a little while. But if this is making sense, put a health yes in the chat. Put a health yes in the chat. Health yes in the chat. If this is making sense, if you now understand what it means to have a high hemoglobin A1C and what it means to have diabetes, and yeah. And if you know we're going to take this number more seriously, or if you're just going to let it fall by the wayside and say, you know what, I don't want to hang out. I don't want to see my kid walk down the aisle. You know what I mean? I don't want to dance at my granddaughter's wedding. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have great grandkids. Health, yes. Here we go. Health, yes. Yes. All right. Love the shirt. Thank you. So how can you get the A1C down and keep it down? That's it, patience. Have patience. Patience, were you here yesterday? Love the shirt. Thank you kindly. Yes, it makes sense. Yeah, you're gonna take this number seriously. If you want to add years back to your life, you're gonna have to get this number down. I'm sorry, man. Like, you can't take it for granted no more. If you want stuff, you ain't. Very first thing that you got to do is drop everything and take care of this damn number. Like, drop everything and take care of that number. Because I've been telling you, you might think that it's a game, but I can guarantee you this: if you don't become the boss of your lifestyle, diabetes will become the boss of you. I can promise you that, just like it did for me. Health, yes. Health, yes. All right, cool. Cool. Screen keeps freezing up, man. We here, boss. We are here. Here we go, folks. Here it is. I'm going to tell you how to fix it next. But first, if you want to know if you've been taking this number seriously or not, I want you all to go take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take, folks. This 2-minute quiz is right here. Look, it's linked in my bio right here. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take. 2-minute quiz right here. Look, here it is right here. Boom. Click right up here, and then click on my picture again, folks. And here it is right here. 2-minute quiz. 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Right here. Look, boom. Right there. Quiz. This link, folks, I'm telling you, on my page is like Disney World for diabetics. You're suffering from insulin resistance. If your number is high like this, you got your high A1C and all that stuff, and you haven't been taking this number for granted, for seriously, you might want to take this quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz. Tell your diabetes management style. It's absolutely free, folks. And then next is the master class. There's a master class. There's a PDF. These things are all free. But then all you got to do is pay attention. Like I said, master class, 45-minute master class. You go in there and register and sit in on the master class. And then right here is the PDF. It's a free PDF, folks. All you got to pay on these things is attention. You just got to pay attention. But then you got the 14-day challenge. This is for my serious people. See, people who would say, you know what, I'm seriously ready to take this hemoglobin A1C number. I'm ready to take it serious now. I haven't been taking it serious for many years, Kelley, and it's been creeping up. Okay? It's been creeping up. I didn't really know what a number meant. I know what it means now, okay? It means I'm checking out of here a lot quicker. But for my folks who are ready for serious change, for people who have said, I have insulin resistance, I've had diabetes for many years, I've taken medication for many years, I'm ready to take control of my blood sugar. If that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? If that's you, you should join that challenge. If you've been struggling with this condition and you just say, I've taken all the meds and I did this and that and nothing, right? All right, so it's a lot of freebies on there. So it's a quiz, the master class, the 14-day challenge, like everything is free. The only thing that's not free is the challenge, right? The challenge is for my serious action takers. So if you're serious, if you're ready for serious change, if you raise your hand and say, yeah, that's me, you should join the 14-day challenge. Now it's $99 you join that challenge, but you use that discount code. Today's discount code is, what's the discount code? It is shower. Shower. That's the discount code. You join the challenge for $79. $79, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge where we're doing all things A1C. People who have joined this challenge said their A1C, we're talking A1C, how do you get it to the ideal range? From somebody took theirs from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. Okay? From an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. From a 7.1, somebody did from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. From an 8.5 to a 6.5 in 14 days. These are real life stories. Doesn't matter how old you are, it's at the point, are you ready for change? If you're ready for change, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I said, there's a lot of freebies as well. There's a quiz, there's a master class, that's a 45-minute master class, all free stuff. Quiz, all that stuff. But the challenge, and then, oh yeah, Beyond the Challenge is out today as well. Beyond the Challenge has just hit the scene. So go check it out, Beyond the Challenge. So if this is making sense, hope that's making sense. Now let's talk about how to fix it, folks. We'll talk more about the challenge. We'll talk more about all the goodies on the page throughout this live. But right now, we got to talk about how to fix this thing. How to fix it if your A1C has got a little bit too high. How do you fix it? That's next. All right. Here's what we're going to have to do. I said it's called the shower. Now, it's possible to get your A1C back to this normal range, just like I did. Just like I did. Just like I did, folks. You can get that number back. You see that? That was a 6.5. When I was at a 6.5, you see the picture? 6.5. My A1C was at a 6.5. What's your A1C? Now mine is back into the ideal range. It's back in the ideal range. But the question is, how did I do that? I had to put in some work. I had to do some serious, hard work. Okay. Some work. It's called, this is the work that most people don't want to do. But if you ever have plans on getting your A1C back to this normal range, you're going to have to prescribe yourself this medication. Maintain your pace. You want to get your number back to the ideal range, you have to maintain your pace, folks. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Now, this is the most neglected form of healing that there is. But what's crazy is it's the most powerful form of healing that there is. It's the most neglected, but it's the most powerful. Like I said before, folks, type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. No matter how you swing it, no matter how many different ways you try to say it, like, yo, bro, it's all caused by not maintaining your pace. That's it. Because if that were the case, then how did I get rid of it? How did I reverse it? If my mom had it, my mom passed away from it, and I got it too, why do I not have it anymore? Well, it's because I was maintaining my pace. This medication can only be prescribed by you. Your parents can't prescribe you this medication. Your wife can't prescribe you. Your doctor can't prescribe you this medication. I can't prescribe you this medication. The only person that can prescribe yourself this medication is you. You're the only person that can prescribe yourself this medication. Yeah, it's hard. Changing your lifestyle is hard. Here's what I know. Here's what I know. And here's what I believe. I believe that it should always, always be lifestyle first, medication second. If you're new to me, I say this a lot. You're not stuck. You're not trapped. You're just loyal to your preferences. The second you can break that bond between what you want to do and what you need to do, woo, that is when the real magic begins. Maintaining your pace. The first part of the formula, the first part of the lifestyle medicine formula, the medication that you got to prescribe through yourself, is having a peaceful mind. Let me get another marker. Having a peaceful mind, folks. Very, very important. The P, peaceful. Cortisol, the stress hormone. This stress hormone, it will ruin everything. Cortisol will ruin everything. Remember, we're naming all the important hormones, and then somebody said cortisol. Yeah, cortisol is very, very, very important, folks. But here's the thing. Here's why. Because when you're stressed, your body releases all this cortisol. And when you release all this cortisol, now it causes a domino effect. It says, hey, adrenaline gets released. So whenever you get scared or whenever you get into a fight or whenever you get like some kind of anxiety, right? You know what I mean? What happens, adrenaline kicks in, cortisol kicks in, and then that causes your liver to release stored blood sugar. And you will release this stored blood sugar. Now, where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So that's the thing, folks. You gotta find a way to manage your stress. But here's the thing about stress. You gotta realize that you can't control what's happening around you. You can't control any of that. You have no control over the outside stuff. You've only got control over your mind. And that's it. Your mind, your actions, your thoughts, your actions, your reactions. The second you realize that is when you get true power. That's where the power comes from. Knowing that you can't control that outside stuff. So if you can't control who's getting on your nerves, is your mom getting on your nerves? Is your dad getting on your nerves? Is your kids getting on your nerves? Like, no, they're not getting on your nerves. You're allowing them to get on your nerves, okay? There's a difference. They're not getting on your nerves. You're allowing them to get on your nerves. You're allowing your boss to get on your nerves. You're allowing the traffic to get on your nerves. You are. So you've got the power. You've got control over your own thoughts, actions, reactions. Here's what I recommend when it comes to stress. The 3 M's: meditation, mindfulness, and meet with your therapist, folks. Those are the 3 M's: meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. You do that, folks, you're going to start managing that stress, and that's going to be the first part of the formula. Having that peaceful mind. Cortisol is a monster. It'll ruin the whole thing. The A, now this part of the formula, folks, is what? Whoa, people don't like this part of the formula. This is part of the formula that you got to prescribe to yourself, folks. And it's called having an active body. You're like, Kelley, active body. I get it all the time. Like, Kelley, is it possible to be allergic to activity, man? Can I be allergic to activity? I get that question a lot. But no, you cannot. It is impossible for you to be allergic to activity. How do I know that? I know that because when human beings were created, there was no such thing as Netflix. I promise you. Go look it up. When human beings were created, there was no such thing as Netflix. There was no such thing as Uber Eats. There was no such thing as that. There was no such thing as cars. There was no such thing as none of that. They didn't even have couches or anything. It was just Adam and Eve running around. You know? They had to go out there and be active. They go be active. Netflix is a modern day thing. Okay? 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. They were moving. What the hell is it like? What you mean 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement, Kelley? Like, what the hell does that mean? What the hell does that mean? Well, moderate intensive movement is the best way to describe it is if you're on a treadmill, it means that you can sing, or you can talk, sorry, but you cannot sing. If you're on a treadmill and you're like this and you're able to talk, you're at the gym and you see a nice young lady like, hey, how are you? You can talk to her, okay? But if you get to the point where you can sing to her, if it ever got to that point where you can sing to her, that is not moderate intensive. It's kind of like right that space between being able to talk and being able to sing. Kind of like that little gap. Like, I can still talk, but if I go a little bit higher, I can't sing. Kind of that little gap. Shouldn't be able to sing. So that is moderate intensive movement, folks. So just think about that when you're out on your walk. Can I sing? Am I able to sing right now? Shouldn't be able to. Now, am I saying go out and be a world-class athlete? Not saying go out and be a world-class athlete, but I am saying you got to go move your body. You got to go be active. Got to go be active. You can go, it can be as simple as, hey, playing frisbee in the backyard with your dog, or wrestling your kids, or jumping off the top rope at the house, like boom, power driving your kids. You can be going, like I said, a nice stroll around the neighborhood. You can go do a TikTok dance. You can go hang out with your old sorority sisters and y'all can go stomp the yard. You know what I mean? Y'all can go do something. Get out there and go line dancing or something. Go do some stepping. Bring it back. It's all about moving your body. Because if you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, if you've got high blood sugar and you ever want to get your number back to the ideal range of 4.9 to 5.3, you're going to have to go out there and be active. Because muscles are hungry. We're like, what you mean muscles are hungry, Kelley? Well, muscles are hungry for the same stuff that you've got too much of. And what is that? Oh, yeah, blood sugar, right? You've got too much blood sugar. If you're suffering from having a high A1C, it means that you've got too much blood sugar. So if you've got too much blood sugars, muscles are hungry for that stuff. Isn't that like a match made in heaven? I've got too much blood sugar. Muscles are hungry for the same stuff that I got too much of. So just move your body. That's why they tell you to go for a walk after you eat. Go for a walk. Go do something. Go move your body so that muscles can soak up all of that glucose that you just ate from the food that you just ate. Now, when you start getting big muscles, like this guy, like He-Man, see He-Man, this guy's got big muscles. You got big muscles like that, even better. The stronger you are, the more muscles you have, the more insulin sensitive you will become. The bigger your muscles, the stronger your muscles, the more insulin sensitive you will become, because muscles are hungry. You have big muscles like this, they will require more, they will eat up, soak up more glucose. So get out there and hit the weights a couple times a week too. Get out there, get swole a little bit, a couple times a week. Active body, folks. That's why it's so important to be active. But you got to prescribe to yourself this. Like I said, I can't prescribe you this medication. Your doctor can't prescribe you this medication. Your family members cannot prescribe you this medication. Only person that can prescribe yourself this medication, you ever wanted to get your number back to the ideal range of 4.9 to 5.3, your A1C, you're going to have to prescribe yourself this medication. The next part of the formula is probably the most controversial one. The most controversial part of the formula, folks. Clean eating. Woo! You're like, nuh-uh. You're like, that's not controversial. Eating's not controversial. It's just food, right? It's not controversial. Woo! I didn't realize that how controversial it was until I became a nutritionist. Then when I became a nutritionist, I'm like, whoa, people are serious about what they eat. It's very, very personal. Food, clean eating. So I don't even get into it anymore. I just say you eat whatever you want. As long as you know what it is, you can just eat kind of whatever you want. I'm not going to argue with whatever you eat, because it's so controversial. It's up there with politics, and it's up there with religion. It's highly, highly, highly debated. You don't believe me? You don't believe how highly debated this thing is? Put into the chat, do you prefer pumpkin pie or do you prefer sweet potato pie? I love doing this one. Pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie? Put it in the chat. Are you a pumpkin pie person or are you a sweet potato pie person? Put it in the chat. Pumpkin or sweet potato, folks? Pumpkin or sweet? Pumpkin, sweet potato. Yep. Sweet potato, neither. Let's see what a pumpkin, sweet potato, sweet potato, sweet potato, sweet potato. Oh, got a few sweet potatoes in a row. Sweet potato, but both really. Okay, sweet potato. Oh, sweet potato. Neither. Somebody said apple. Sweet potato is winning today. Oh, pumpkin in capital letters. Ooh. You see what I'm saying? You see how controversial that was? There was a lot of people that just said pumpkin or sweet potato, folks, if you just join in the room. You're a pumpkin pie person or you're a sweet potato pie person? Let's see. Don't like pies. Okay. You don't like pies. Here's the thing. There's no clear winner. There's no clear winner. Because that's how controversial clean eat. That's just the tip of it. But when it comes to like whether it's plant-based or carnivore or whether it's a Mediterranean, or man, can get yeah. So I just said, you know what, man, I'm too tired for that. I just want to help folks. So here it is. Clean eating is this: eat real, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. What does that mean? something that once was grown from a branch, something that branch grown from roots, had something that once had dirt on it. Let me say that, something that once had dirt on it. Leaner sources of protein. So fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, legumes, beans, and your leaner sources of protein. So whatever protein you choose. So just make sure it's the leaner sources, right? So we're talking chicken, turkey, fish, eggs, steak, tofu, tempeh. Tofu or tempeh from our plant-based folks. And TVP, texturized vegetable protein. That is clean eating. Clean, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Now, we're going to talk more about clean eating here in a second, but clean eating, that's where you want it. That's kind of the premise of it. But clean, whole, unprocessed food as much as you possibly can. At least try to go at least 90% of the time. 85 to 90% of the time, you're clean eating. Again, we're going to dig deeper into clean eating, but that's kind of where it is. Okay, the E. Oh, let me go back to clean eating. Let me say this before we go into the E. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. So if you ever wanted to get your number, if you ever had plans, if you say, Kelley, listen, I'm tired, man. Like I tried everything and nothing has worked, and I'm starting to believe that I'm stuck this way forever. You start clean eating, you start maintaining your pace, you'll get this number to the ideal range. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. You'll notice your A1C going back to its normal range. Medication is of no need. So it's always going to be lifestyle first, folks. Medication second. Okay? Always. Who knows what the E stands for? It stands for effective. Effective what? The last part of the formula. To maintaining our pace, to get our number back to the ideal range, our A1C of a 4.9 to a 5.3, folks. How do we do it? Oh, yes, sleep. I see it going in. Sleep. Yeah, sleep. I eat clean, but I still crave sweet. How clean do you eat? Right? It's a very subjective term. Okay? It's a very subjective term. All right. Sleep. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Effective sleep. If you hear people are like, well, what's sleep got to do with it, Kelley? What the hell does sleep have to do anything with my A1C? Just like people tell me all the time. It's just food. This is what people say to me. That has nothing to do with diabetes, like having type 2 diabetes. It's just food. This is what people tell me. Okay. And then they say, what the hell does sleep have to do with it? They say it as well. I'm like, what do you mean? It has everything to do with it. Here's why. Because if you don't get enough sleep, 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep, if you don't get enough effective sleep, here's what's going to happen. That's going to do it. Very next day, you're going to be more insulin resistant. You're going to be more insulin resistant the very next day. You're going to be hungrier the very next day. You're going to have more cravings the very next day. Somebody said about, why do I still crave this? Well, how you sleeping? There's a whole bunch of stuff that all of these areas combine together. It's not just one area, it's all the areas together. So sleep is when your body restores itself. Restorative sleep, effective sleep, whatever you want to say. But 6 to 9 hours of it. It's because here's what happens. Here's why sleep is so important. It's because all the blood pretty much goes to your brain when you sleep. When you sleep, all the blood pretty much goes to your brain. So it uses it's like at nighttime when you sleep, your brain is like, it's like, give me all of the blood. It's like an energy hog. Why? Because it needs to restore you so you can be ready for the next day. But you ever notice that when you don't get enough sleep, you wake up the next day, you're groggy, you like yell at people, like, ah, leave me alone. I ain't have my coffee. Like, how you feel? If you go to the office, you go to the office and be like, hey, how's it going today? You know, people will say, nah, don't ask me yet. I haven't had my coffee. Don't ask me. I haven't had my coffee. Probably because they didn't get enough effective sleep. If you don't get enough effective sleep, it'll throw the whole thing off. Check it out. Here's how I can throw the thing off. Check it out. Let's just say you're being active, you're eating clean. A lot of people say they're clean eating, but I'm like, what's your definition of clean eating? Okay, we got to find out, because it's a very subjective. Like I said, it's very, very highly debated. If you got the A right, you got the C right, but you got the E wrong. You're not sleeping right. So what's that going to do? People are like, well, what's sleep got to do with it? Well, here's how sleep got to do with it. If you don't get enough effective sleep, what did we say that was? Boom, stressor. Stressor. So if that's a stressor, if that's a stressor, what happens when you get stressed out? Oh yeah, you remember when you get stressed out, what happens? Oh yeah, cortisol gets released. Adrenaline gets released. And as a result of cortisol and adrenaline getting released, when you're stressed, now what's released? Blood sugar from your liver. Blood sugar releases from your liver because it thinks you're getting ready to get into a fight. When you're stressed, your body's like, all right, let's put our dukes up. Let's go in defense mode. When you're stressed, let's go in defense mode. That's going to cause blood sugar to come out. And then where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Remember the chaperone thing we talked about earlier? Those chaperones? Putting the kids on the bus. That is how you can throw the whole thing off. Look, check it out. It's a whole big circle. It's a whole big circle. You want to get here's how the formula works, folks. It's called maintaining your pace. This is the work that you're going to have to do. This is what most people are like, listen, bro, I'm not. You had me, Kelley, when you said that, yeah, there's some stuff that we needed to do. But that stuff that you talking about, bro, like, I'm not moving my body, bro. Like, come on, dude. It's 2025. You expect me to move my body? Get out of here. Clean eating, bro, I'm not clean eating, okay? If you say that you're not going to do this, these are the areas that this is the work. People ask me all the time, well, what's the work? This is the work. Another honorable mention too, right? Honorable mention. Last part of the formula is maintain your pace, peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. But here's the next part. Here's one that gets overlooked. It's called substance abuse. Whoo! Substance abuse gets honorable mention. If you ever wanted to lower your A1C and get it back to the normal range, the substance abuse is going to have to stop, okay? I can tell how serious you are if you say, hey, Kelley, Kelley, I want to lower my A1C. I'm like, all right, tell me about your lifestyle, tell me about this, how often you drink, blah, 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 blah. And people are like, yeah, I drink, you know what I'm saying, a few times a week, a couple times a week. And I say, stop right there. Stop right there. Alcohol is not your friend. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, alcohol is no way, no how your friend. If you ever wanted to lose weight or get your blood sugar back to the ideal range of 4.9 to 5.3, alcohol is not your friend. Let's just be clear. I can get into it a little bit more, but I'm just telling you it's not your friend. So that's why it's not your friend at all. And if you want to get your number back to this ideal range, you're gonna have to cut it out altogether. You can't be like, well, what about wine? Well, what about low calorie beer? What about drinking once every other weekend? Like, what about just on the weekends? If you're suffering from insulin resistance, if you're serious about change, if you raise your hand and say, Kelley, yeah, listen, I tried everything and nothing has worked, and I feel like I'm going to be stuck this way forever. I say, all right, well, let's make a simple change. Let's cut out the alcohol. I'm like, well, it's not quite that serious, Kelley. It's not quite that serious, bro. My health is not quite that serious. I'm going to choose the alcohol. So but I'm just telling you, you think it's your friend. But if you're suffering from insulin resistance, it ain't. This, folks, is skipping the hard choices today is just pre-order or regret for tomorrow. You skip the hard choices today, which is this. This is the hard choice. Changing your lifestyle is a very, very hard choice. 9 out of 10 people don't want to do it. And will not do it. Most people won't do it. But if you skip the hard choices, the hard work today, the only thing that you're going to pre-order is regret for tomorrow. You're like, damn, man, I wish I would. You ever heard that? Damn, I wish I would. I wish I would have did that. I should have did that. I should have did. I could do that. I should do that, but I didn't. Now you regret it. You're like, oh man, I could, I should, but I didn't. I don't. Damn. You know that feeling? You don't want that feeling. Folks, I'm here to tell you, you are not stuck. You are not trapped. Diabetes, insulin resistance, all that stuff. You ain't trapped. You can get out of there. Diabetes, type 2 diabetes is a very easy condition to get. I'm going to just keep it all the way 100 with you. I'm going to keep it a book, as they say. It is a very easy condition to get. How do I know it's easy? It's because I've been there. Look, you just joined us. I've been there. I know how easy it is to get the condition. I know. Look at this. I know how easy it is to get diabetes. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. All you got to do is, if you want to have diabetes, if you want to have type 2 diabetes, this is the easiest thing that you can do. You can just eat whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, for as long as you want. And not move your body, just be a couch potato and just go to sleep, whatever, drink as much alcohol as you want. And as a result, you will most likely get diabetes. This is how it goes. Now, on the other hand, if you flip the whole script, you can turn diabetes on its head. Type 2 diabetes I'm talking about. You can turn it on its head. Type 1 is totally different. But in 14 days, as little as 14 days, like people who are doing my 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, for as little as 14 days, people have taken their A1C from an 8 to a 6, from a 7.1 to a 5.7, from an 8.5 to a 6.5. Doesn't matter how old you are. Someone's 80 who joined the challenge, and she's doing amazing. So, folks, if you need help with this, if you're struggling with this, there's a couple of things that you can do. But first, I want to make sure that this makes sense. Put a health yes in the chat if it's making sense on the work that you got to do. If you're not stuck, folks, you're just loyal to your preferences in these areas right here. That's all it is. You're just loyal to these preferences. But the second you can realize that, the second you can say, oh yeah, I realized it. Just like when I realized it, you can say, oh yeah, it is possible. I've seen other people get rid of diabetes. But I just want to chill though, Kelley. Like, damn, Netflix has got a new series that came out, bro. Can the diabetes wait? Can I put it on the back burner? You can. It's your choice. You can. But I told you, skipping the hard choices today or just pre-ordering regret for tomorrow. You're going to be like, damn. That person got rid of their diabetes. Damn, they got rid of theirs too. Look at that A1C. Damn. And look at mine. It's still the same. That's because I didn't change anything. Because if nothing changes, then nothing changes. That's called regret, folks. You don't want to live with that. It's like a stabbing feeling. Ah! You don't want that. Okay? Watch Netflix while exercising. Yeah. So, folks, if you're ready for change, if you say that that's you, here's what a couple of things that you can do. I told you there's a couple of things that you can do. Very first thing that you can do is to click right up here and then click on my picture again. So click my picture here and then click my picture again and grab all the freebies, right? All the freebies from my page. It's right here. Look. Same thing over here from on my other socials as well. If you click that link in my description, there is a link in my description. It says start here. You click on that link, folks, and you are ready to go. Right? You'll be ready to go. You're going to come to something that looks like this. And somebody just went beyond the challenge. Shout out to them. Shout out to them for going beyond the challenge. Shout out to you for going beyond the challenge. I don't know who it is yet, but we'll find out who went beyond the challenge. But here it is right here. You click this link, and you're going to come to something that looks like this, folks. Here it is. Show you over here as well. Here's where all the goodies are. Here's where all the goodies are. The quiz, the masterclass, the quiz and masterclass. I'm showing you all over here. The masterclass. What are we doing in the masterclass? It's absolutely free masterclass. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to do. Is pay attention. You don't got to pay for nothing else. You don't have to pay with your money, nothing. All you got to do is pay with your time. That's it. You just got to pay attention. Okay? In that masterclass, we're going to break down having a peaceful mind, having an active body. I'm giving you tactics in peaceful mind, tactics in active body, tactics in clean eating, tactics in effective sleep, right? I don't talk about substance abuse in the masterclass, but I do talk about maintaining your pace. This is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to maintain your pace. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. So that's the masterclass. It's absolutely free, folks. All you got to do is pay attention. And then the PDF, there's a PDF right here. Absolutely free PDF, right? And then right here. But this is when it starts getting serious, folks. This is for my serious action takers. This is right here. It's for when people who are super, super serious about change. If you've gotten to the point, like I said, they don't want to live with regret tomorrow. Like, don't forget about regret. Like, I'm not going down that road, man. I'm not going down that regret road. If you're exhausted by waking up every day and sticking your finger, like, oh man, I got to stick my finger every day, and you dread what those numbers are, like, it's at a 220 today. Dang it. If you dread that every single morning, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? If you wake up and you stay up at night just looking up at the ceiling like, man, wondering if diabetes is going to steal your future, if that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here, what are we doing? It is a reset that says, if you hang out with me for 14 days, we're going to get you off of that blood sugar roller coaster. We're going to get you off the highs and the lows. My blood sugar's high. I got insulin resistance. If you've got insulin resistance, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you have insulin resistance. If you don't have insulin resistance, you probably shouldn't join the challenge, okay? But if you have insulin resistance, then you should join the challenge. Here it is. It's everything that you need for 2 weeks. It is a blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint for 14 days, it's a blueprint. Well, that's all we're talking about is clean eating. In this 14 days, all we're talking about is clean eating. We're just going to clean up your eating. Now, there's more areas. That's called beyond the challenge. That's going beyond it. That's going beyond the challenge. But first, we're going to start off with clean eating. That's what the 14 days is. You get through that 14 days, then we go further. We go to full transformation. That's called beyond the challenge. But here it is. Check it out. The 14-day challenge, right here. Now, it's the only thing that's not free. Well, this is when the free stuff stops, okay? You got the quiz and the masterclass and the PDF. That's all free stuff. But the challenge, I got to charge you for the challenge because it's real people getting real results. And I want you to take this thing seriously. If I gave it to you for free, you ain't going to value what you have in your hand. You have the power in your hand to change the whole direct trajectory of your life in just 14 days. It's $99 to join this challenge. But if you use the live discount code SHOWER, you join the challenge for $79 today to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? Use the discount. It's a live discount code SHOWER. Instead of $99 to join the challenge, like I said, it's $79. It is a blueprint. You follow that blueprint. We tell you what to eat, when to eat. The recipes are there. Everything is there. All you got to do is just follow it. And you're going to get the results just like everybody else. It's a blueprint. Use the discount code SHOWER. All right. And then finally, here we go. Here's another one. The last one. I told you it's like Disney World for a diabetic, folks, on this page. You're suffering from insulin resistance. This is like Disney World for you. The last one. Going beyond the challenge. That's it right there. That's the one. Going beyond the challenge right here. You're ready to go beyond. You're ready to go from the reset all the way to full transformation, right? The challenge was step one. This is step forever. That's it. We're going to cover the 4 areas: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. This is after the challenge. This is only once you get through the 2 weeks. Hang out with me for 8 more weeks. And then people won't even recognize you. By the end of that 8 weeks, people won't even recognize you. They're going to be like, yo, walk right by you in the store and be like, yo, who that? Like, they look familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on who they look. You look familiar, but I can't. Who are you? That's gonna happen. The first time that happens to you is gonna blow your mind. When it happened to me, it blew my mind. Right. When it happened to me, look at this picture. Look at this picture. When it happened to me, people didn't know who I was. I just walked right by them. And they were like, yo, is that Kelley? What? Same thing is going to happen to you when you go beyond the challenge. So that's ready. Beyond the challenge, today's day one, beyond the challenge. You want to get in on early because we're doing special discounts for the folks who are joining, the first 20 folks who join that beyond the challenge. So that's it, folks. And so all the goodies are, I told you it's like Disney World for a diabetic on that page, man. Disney World. Let's see. That's it. Let's see if we got any questions. Any questions? Health, yes, that makes sense. Watching Netflix. Thank you. You're quite welcome. I'm a 7.9 on Manjaro, 2.5. Good morning, everybody. What's up, TikTok Pam? Why does sugar decrease under 70? Well, it can. If it goes too high, then it can overshoot. If it goes too high, and then it crashes back down, it'll overshoot where it's supposed to. It's supposed to stop at like 70. Okay, but like I said, if you put it on a roller coaster and then it drops, boom, it'll overshoot. You see those? You've been on a roller coaster. You see how they go high, how they go low. You know what I'm saying? How they go high, how they go low. That's what happens. And shout out to somebody for joining the challenge. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Have a look at your email. I sent you a couple of emails. It's going to be there in your email. Look for a couple of emails from me. And then also, I'm going to send you a personal text as well. So don't worry. I got you after the live. But yeah, that's why your blood sugar drops. So it goes below a 70. Grand Rising. What's up, Trudy? What is 6.5 considered? If you're just joining, 6.5 is considered you're a diabetic. You are officially diagnosed with diabetes. And the doctor is going to say, here's some metformin. And also what it means is, it means that you are going to get prescribed some medications, and it means that you're becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. So 6.5 means that you are, as they call it, full-blown diabetes. My A1C is a 5.6. I would like it to get a little lower. Yeah, if you wanted to get a little bit lower, all right, you're going to have to put in some work, though. It's just not going to come with the territory. You got to put in some work. What kind of work? What kind of work? The work here's the work. Here's the work. Go ahead and get with it. We're going to talk about clean eating next, but we're going to talk about that kind of work, what kind of work you need in clean eating as well. So all of these areas, you just got to keep maintaining your pace. Now, if you got to the point where you raise your hand and you say, yeah, Kelley, I'm ready for that, man. I really want to take my thing to 5.4, or I really wanted to get it lower. I really wanted to get it to this ideal range of 5.3, maybe even a 5 hell. That's where I want it. Because 5.6 is right on the cusp. One more tick up, now you consider pre-diabetic. So you want to get a hold of it before it gets a hold of you. Sounds like work, yeah, which most people don't want to do. You're right, miraculous, like, I'm getting the hell up out of here. And what most people don't want to do. When I tell people it's work, they're like, Kelley, I am gone, bro. You had me until you said work. You had me and said you all buttered me up and saying that diabetes is reversible and all. You buttered me up. But then you say, Kelley, there's work that you got to do. It's work. You telling me there was work? I thought I could just sit on the couch, man. I thought I can continue to watch Netflix. You can watch Netflix, but you can't be watching Netflix all day, every day. Not if you want to lower your A1C. Okay? Clean eating. We can't eat McDonald's all day. Whole Twinkies all day. With the remote in that, we can't do that. There's something that we're going to have to do, and it's called the work. But there is a shortcut to the work. There is a shortcut to getting what you want. Here it is. There's a shortcut to getting anything that you want in your life. And it's called the ultimate shortcut. It's to show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. It's the ultimate shortcut. Show up, do the work. What work? This work. And then, oh yeah, do it again tomorrow. I say that to say there are no shortcuts. When it comes to lowering your A1C, when it comes to getting it right, it's going to be your lifestyle first. The lifestyle medicine work that you're going to have to do, that you're going to have to prescribe to yourself. That is the only way that you're going to get your numbers where you want them to be and for them to stay there. Because people are like, well, how do you get your number? I know that the reason that they asked this question is because the question was, how do I lower my A1C and how do I get it to stay there? Okay? That was the question earlier. I remember that question that was earlier. Well, how you lower your A1C? Let's answer both those questions. How do you lower your A1C? Oh yeah, by maintaining your pace, by giving yourself what's called a blood sugar shower. It's not a real medical term, but this is a term I made up. Okay, called a blood sugar shower. What does that mean? Every day you're getting new red blood cells. Every day those red blood cells are regenerating. The hemoglobin is regenerating, and every day you want to make sure you're giving yourself a blood sugar shower. How do you do that? Maintaining your pace. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep, cutting out the alcohol and the substances. You do that, and your A1C will start to go down. It'll start to go down. And then, if you continue to maintain your pace, if you continue to do that, it will stay down. It will stay down, just like mine has been for the last 4 years. My number's been in this range for the last 4 years. It stays there. Why? It's because I have a peaceful mind. Why? It's because I have an active body. Why? It's because I'm clean eating. Why? It's because I get effective sleep. Why? It's because I don't drink alcohol anymore. It's because I wanted to get my number back there. So it's about what you want more. Like I told you, you're not stuck. You're not tracked. You're just loyal to your preferences in these areas right here. That's it. That's why we have diabetes, folks. That's why I had it. That's why, and When I change all this stuff, it's why I no longer have it. That's how you get it to stay there. By doing the work by maintaining your pace. People take medication, they'll take medication, they get the numbers down because the medication is artificially lowering their stuff. But here's the thing, their numbers, but here's the thing. They didn't actually get down to the root cause of what really caused their condition. They still live in a poor lifestyle. They're still eating whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want. And now that they stop taking the medication, now what happens? Oh yeah, now the weight comes back. Oh yeah, now the blood sugar comes back up. Why, Kelley? Well, why does the blood sugar come back up? Why does the weight come back up, Kelley? I get this a lot. Well, I'm going to tell you, but you're not going to like the answer. It's because you thought that there was a shortcut. But I already told you what the shortcut was. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. There ain't no shortcuts. My A1C is a 6.5. I told them no medicine. I want to change. If you want to change, Amanda, you say if they prescribe you the medication, if they made you that fabulous offer like they made me the fabulous offer, here's the medication. And I just said, you know what? That's a very respectable offer, Doc. I appreciate that offer. That's a very kind offer of you, my good sir. That's what I told them. It's a very kind offer. But I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go figure this thing out. I'll be back. I'll be back in about a year. That's what I told them. I'll be back in about a year. I'm going to figure this thing out. Sure enough. Sure enough. I figured it out. What's up, Rosie? Did you say R? R? What do you mean R? So I told the doctor, I'm going to figure this thing out. And then that's what I did. What did I do? There is no code for Beyond the Challenge. There's no code for Beyond the Challenge. It's just the first 20 people that get in there, they get that's their rate. That's where the rate they're staying. It's never going to change. That's the special for the folks, for the first folks who are joining that. All right. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's it, folks. When it comes to this, man, there is no shortcuts. That's it. That's the bottom line. There are no shortcuts. You ready for change? Like Amanda said she was. I want you to click right up here and then click on that picture again. Click on my picture again. With your program, is the meal plans suitable for that are lactose intolerant? And I don't see like seafood. There's everything in there that you can possibly imagine. We don't do dairy. We don't do dairy in the 14-day challenge, Amanda. Okay? So don't worry about that. I'm going to talk about clean eating, and dairy is not going to be there. Okay? But clean eating, it's whatever. It's chicken, turkey, whatever. I'm just going to show you how to eat the food the correct way. Here it is right here. The quiz masterclass, that's all the freebies that are right there. Quiz in the masterclass. 14-day challenge is right here. That's where it is. You use that discount code SHOWER. Use that discount code SHOWER. Instead of $99, you join this challenge. You join your challenge for $79. $79 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And for my folks who are serious about change, or they're already serious about change. If you're serious about change, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? If you got to the point where you raise your hand and say, Kelley, I need change. I need it now. Then you should join this challenge right here. There it is. You should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code SHOWER. Your blood sugar will never look the same again. And for my people who are ready to continue it going, for the people who have finished the challenge, like someone just did, somebody just went beyond the challenge, right? If you just went beyond the challenge, somebody did. This is part 2. This is the continuation. The challenge was step 1. This is step forever. Okay, we get to hang out for 8 more weeks. It just came out today. We're on today. The challenge, beyond the challenge. 8 weeks. We're going to break down this whole area. We're going to get deep in the peaceful mind. We're going to get deep in the active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Teach you how to incorporate that into your lifestyle. You ready to go beyond the challenge? It's ready for you. Right here. Here's beyond the challenge. Everything you need to know is right there. So that's it, folks. That's the path forward. There's a lot of freebies on my. I'm telling you, it's like Disney World on my page for diabetes. There's the quiz. Go take that quiz. If you haven't taken that quiz, go take it. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Then go register for the masterclass. Free stuff. Go get the PDF. Go. It's a lot of stuff. Go join the challenge. That's for my action takers. My action takers are the people who are joining the challenge. 14 days. It's a blueprint. You follow that blueprint. You show up. You do the work. You do it again tomorrow. Then you'll say, next, I want to go beyond. I got amazing results in these 14 days, Kelley. How do I keep it going? Well, you go beyond the challenge. That's it. Let's see if we got any questions. Any other questions? No, it's Rosie, send me a message. I got you, Rosie. No, it's weekly. It's every week. With your program, is the meal plan? We did that one already. Are they whey-based protein shakes okay? I wouldn't recommend them. I wouldn't recommend it because they got dairy in it. Like I told you before, we don't do dairy. We don't do the dairy. All right? That's not part of clean eating. We're going to talk about that. Pork is totally up to you. It's totally up to you. It's totally up to you. I don't recommend it, but it's totally up to you. Okay? We're going to talk here about clean eating in a second. But yeah, Rosie, it's weekly. Those are the weekly prices. So the weekly price. What you see when you go there, those are the weekly prices. Is too much med pills is bad for the liver? Yeah. Is too much medication bad for the liver is the question, I assume. Yeah, it is. It's way too bad for the liver, okay? Because all of those toxins, even though we might think that the medication, that's why we got all these side effects. Now you got to take this medicine to counter that medicine. It's just you playing a game of push-pull game. When you're playing this push-pull game, now your liver is like, what the hell is going on? What's up with all this different stuff? So yeah, it's very, very bad for the liver. Okay, that's it. I don't see any more questions. So that's it, folks. Like I said, go register for the quiz. Go register for the master class. Go beyond the challenge. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. The point is, go do something. You ready for change? You want to join that 14-day challenge? Use that discount code SHOWER. Now we're getting ready to talk about all things clean eating, folks. Clean eating. Do me a favor, folks. When it comes to eating, like who hates counting calories? You hate counting calories. They say, Kelley, we need you to lose a bunch of weight. Amanda, we need you to lose a bunch of weight, but we need you to count these calories. Who hates that? Put a me in the chat if you hate doing that. If you dislike that. Put a me in the chat. Yeah, me. Me. Put a me in the chat. Let's see how many. Anybody hate counting calories? And they say, listen, we need you to lose 30 pounds, brother. But to do that, we need you to lose a bunch of weight, man. I mean, we need you to count all these calories. Who hates that? Or do you enjoy it? Some people may enjoy it. Some people may enjoy it. Okay, not a lot of people. All right. Quiet crowd today. Quiet crowd. Okay. You guys like counting the calories. Fair enough. This is the freebie. I mean, this is the first time. All right. and see, okay, we got one person. Anybody else hate counting calories when they say, listen, we need you to lose a bunch of weight? Okay, not a lot of people. Everybody enjoys counting calories. That's pretty cool. That's like a first, though. I've been doing this for a while, and yeah, usually people hate counting calories, but you guys seem to love it, so all good. So this clean eating plate is probably not going to be very beneficial for you guys then, all right? Because you guys enjoy counting calories. So this plate may not be very beneficial for you all. Nobody said anything, so I figured, hey, I guess y'all loved it. Okay, now we got some me's. All right, and some me's. The plate, the clean eating plate. Right here. What the heck is this? What if there were a different way to do this, folks? What if you didn't have to count all these calories? What if you could just, like, you know what I mean? This is what we're going to learn before Beyond the Challenge. So for my Beyond the Challenge folks, you really want to pay attention to this section, because this is what we're going to master these next 8 weeks. We're going to master this. Step number 1, eating non-starchy veggies. Non-starchy veggies. What are non-starchy veggies? Well, non-starchy veggies are things like carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, cabbage, kale, zucchini, spinach, onions, mushrooms, bok choy. These are all peppers. These are all non-starchy veggies. There's a whole list of these things. But non-starchy veggies, 50%. 50% of your plate, non-starchy veggies. If you haven't gotten yourself a plate, if you're going to be on the challenge, if you haven't gotten yourself a plate yet, make sure you go get yourself a plate. We're going to come back to with that plate. I'm going to show you what I mean when I say the plate. 25%. 25% what? 25% proteins. 25% protein and fats. You know, what kind of proteins and fats, Kelly? Right? What kind of proteins and fats? Here's the kind of proteins. We're talking the linear sources of protein, right? We're talking whatever protein you prefer. Like I don't get into people anymore about what protein they prefer. Okay, I used to, but I'm like, nah, I don't do that anymore. It's a waste of everybody's time. So whether it's chicken, whether it's turkey, whether it's a lamb, or whatever it's a steak, or eggs, or fish, or tofu or tempeh. It could be tofu or tempeh for my plant-based folks, right? Whatever protein source it is that you choose, just make sure it's the leaner sources of protein. We're not talking about the processed stuff. We ain't talking about processed stuff, folks. We're not talking about the processed meats like bacon and salami and all of that stuff. Pepperonis and hot dogs. Pepperonis, as delicious as they are not clean eating. Okay, you go to New York and you get a New York style pizza, and you're like, well, what kind of pizza you want? Extra pepperonis. Give me all pepperonis, bro. Don't go to New York and get extra. Don't get the pepperonis, period. But especially don't get the extra pepperonis. You out of New York, don't get the hot dogs. Okay, hot dogs are processed meats. Those go in the crap category. You don't want to eat those. Those are called group 1 carcinogens. You don't want to eat those, okay? But make sure it's the leaner source of protein, like I said. The fats. Oh, back to the last one. Another one not to eat is boudin. For my Louisiana folks. I know there's some folks from Louisiana on here. So boudin, folks. We ain't doing the boudin. So proteins and fats. Fats. What kind of fats? The healthy fats. Avocados, nuts and seeds, chia seeds, things like chia seeds, the 3 oils. The only 3 approved oils: avocado, coconut, olive. If it ain't avocado, if it ain't coconut, if it ain't olive oil. You remember Popeye? Yo, what's up, olive oil? You know what I mean? Popeye was get at Brutus was trying to get olive oil. Like, yo, Brutus, get off of my gal. Okay? Olive oil. I grew up in the 80s, folks. It's hence why I'm like stuck in the 80s, man. I don't know what it is. But avocado, coconut, olive, those are the 3 oils. If it ain't any of those 3 oils, throw them out. See, those are the healthy fats. The last 25%. The last 25%, folks, is going to be your carbs. And then I'm going to put fruit over here as well.
Low battery.
Then I'm going to put a down arrow. Okay, got a down arrow right there. The reason that I put the down arrow there is because there's a very specific rule when it comes to the carbohydrates, folks. And that rule is you can go down, but you can't go up. You can go down on the amount of carbohydrates that you got in there, but you can't go up on the amount of carbohydrates. So you're like, well, what the hell does that mean, Kelley? Okay, well, let's make it simple. Let's make it simple. You want to make sure you go get yourself, like I said, if you went beyond the challenge, if you just joined beyond the challenge, you want to make sure that this is mandatory that you go get yourself one of these plates. All right, it's called the clean eating plate. And what you're going to do, you can get one out of my showcase. Go get them out of my showcase, my TikTok showcase. I'm going to show you where to get these plates. But these plates are like, man, these plates will change your life. You take these plates with you everywhere. Check it. Look at that. Doesn't that look familiar, folks? Doesn't that look familiar? Did I say what I say? 50%, 25, 25. That's what I said, right? 50, 25, 25. Look at that. 50, 50, 25, 25. 50, 25, 25. It's called the clean eating plate, folks. It'll make your life so simple. Check it out. Let's just say, depending on what we're doing, like I said, this is the stuff I teach you. The stuff I'm going to be teaching you. Let's just say, depending on what you might say, like, okay, I want to maintain this 25%. I want to maintain this 50% veggies. Like, this is going to be your base. Now, do you have to eat like this? Thank you, Rashonda. Do you have to eat like this all the time? No, it's about what you do most of the time. That matters the most. So this is the base. But one day you might say, I don't want to do 50% veggies today. I feel like I need more protein today because I'm hitting the gym. I'm getting swole. Like we talked about active body. I'm getting swole. All right. I'm getting in the gym. I'm getting big. You want more protein. So what do? You flip your plate around. You just flip your plate around. That's it. Now your proteins are there. Now you got 50% protein. Isn't that cool? 25% veggies. You just brought your veggies down. And then the carbs. You kept your carbs the same. The reason that there's a down arrow on the carbohydrates, what are the carbohydrates? Rice, pasta, potatoes. These are the carbohydrates. Quinoa, farro. We talked about pasta. If I say pasta, I mean like the single ingredient pasta, like lentil pasta, chickpea pasta. These are the kind of pastas that I'm talking about, folks. But you can go down, but you can't go up. You can change the percentages on your veggies. You can change the percentages on your proteins and fats, but you cannot change the percentages on your fats and protein, on your carbs. You can only go down. That's the rule, right? So it's a very specific rule. You can get you one of these plates. I'm telling you, get you one of these plates. These are the best plates I've seen. Look, they're durable. They're made out of straw. They're not made out of plastic. These things are straw. right? Super durable, soarable, right? They're big and they're deep too. Now I've seen some other ones that are like, yo, where did you get that little tiny plate? No wonder you're still hungry. No wonder you're talking about you hungry because, you know what I mean? Where'd you get that tiny plate? Get yourself one of these plates. Where do you get the plate? You get the plate out of my showcase right here. All right, I'm gonna show you. Watch this. I'm gonna show you where to get one of these plates. Let me grab this. Watch. Show you where to get one of these plates, and it is in my showcase. If you look, my showcase is here. Here's my showcase. Here's the showcase right here. Come down. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, here's my showcase right there. Boom. See that? Here's my showcase. Boom. There's the plates right there. Amazing plates. Get yourself one of these plates out of my TikTok showcase, folks. Where's the showcase? Like I said, it's right here. You're looking at my page. You're on TikTok, and if you're looking at my page, it's right here. Oops, that's not it. It's right here. See down here? It says showcase. Boom. Go get yourself one of these plates. They're like 13 or 14 bucks. You get yourself, look, 2 different types of plates you can get. They're made out of straw. Fantastic plates. I'm telling you, it's a game changer when it comes to your health. When it comes to losing the weight, when it comes to all of that. So this is all we're going to be doing. We're just going to be playing a game. Throughout the 8 weeks, we're just going to be playing a game with this chart right here. Depending on how your body's responding, depending on what kind of adjustments we may have to make to get you to where you need to be. So it's a constant game. It's a game between the plate and your body. Like, okay, plate, body, okay, my body's doing this, so I got to do this on my plate. That's it. That's how you got to do it. And that's what I'm going to teach you in these 8 weeks, folks, when you go beyond the challenge. But this is it, folks. If this is making sense to y'all, this is part 1. We're just building our plates. This is part 1. This is making sense to y'all. Put a healthy yes in the chat if this is making sense to y'all. Any questions on clean eating? Any questions on anything about clean eating? Can't hear you. Okay. Is anybody else can't hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, Maureen, you're beyond the challenge. There you go. Can you hear me? Who can hear me? I can hear. Okay. All right. I don't know. Somebody said they couldn't hear me. You ready to go? Okay, let's see. I can hear. I can hear you now. I can hear now. Okay, great. Let's see here. Any questions on clean eating, folks? Because this is part 1 of the clean eating plate. Okay, no questions on clean eating. All right, cool. So here it is then. If you need help with this, folks, if you need help, we're going to dive deeper into clean eating. There's going to be questions, I'm telling you. If you need help with this, click that link in my bio, folks. If you say, man, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start on this clean eating stuff. I need a path forward. Like, I need help, Kelley. Like, if you need help, if you raise your hand and you say, Kelley, I've been suffering from insulin resistance for a long time, or I've been trying to lose the weight for a long time and I can't lose the weight. Nothing is working, man. I need help. I tried everything. I can't remember the last time I felt energy, real energy just running through my body. If that's you, if you can't remember the last time you felt that, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here it is right here. Do we talk about clean eating? Heck yeah, we talk about clean eating. That's what the 2 weeks is about. The 2 weeks is about clean eating. Let me show you over here as well. The 2 weeks is about clean eating. Right here. It's about clean eating for 14 days. We're going to give you the basics. We're going to give you the basics. First of all, what we're going to do is going to bring your blood sugar back down. Going to get it off of that roller coaster. We're going to stop all the highs and lows. We're going to get all that off. All through the power of just eating. That's it. We ain't doing nothing fancy. We're just changing what you're eating and giving you telling you to eat the right foods. And you eat these foods and your body will respond. And your body wants to heal. If you've been struggling with insulin resistance for a long time and you're ready to go to the next step, you say, Kelley, I'm so sick and tired about being sick and tired of having diabetes and taking these meds and all that stuff, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, it's $99 to join the challenge. $99 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But the live discount code, folks, is SHOWER. Use that discount code SHOWER. You're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. That is the live discount code. You see, other people are going beyond the challenge as well. So when you finish the 14 days, you're going to get amazing results. You're going to be like, I want to keep going. I want to keep it going. How do we keep it going? I got 50 more pounds to lose. How are we going to do this? Are you going to be are you still going to have diabetes after 2 weeks? Most likely, yeah. Most likely, yeah. But we're going to put a big dent in that A1C. We'll put a big dent in it in just 2 weeks. Then you're going to want to keep going. All right. You want to join that challenge, use that discount code. But for my folks who want to keep going, if you're ready, you say, yeah, I got amazing results from the 14-day challenge. I finished the challenge, Kelley. I want to keep going. I want to keep going, Kelley. All right, you want to keep going? You go beyond the challenge. You go beyond those 14 days. You hang out with me for 8 more weeks. You hang out with us for 8 more weeks. The challenge was step 1. This is step forever. I'm going to teach you how to master this plate. Teach you how to master this plate. I'm teach you how to master all of that stress management. I'm going to teach you how to move your body. I'm going to teach you how to sleep. All this stuff that you can do. Now, we're going to build this in over 8 weeks. And by the time the 8 weeks come, like I said, people are not going to recognize you. You're like, what the hell? Who is that? Who that, yo? That's beyond the challenge, folks. That's it. Those are the ones. So it's the go. So if you're ready for change, right now, you've gotten to the point where your insulin resistance is too high, right? And you're exhausted. Like I said, you're tired of watching people just live their life freely. Like they living their life freely. They're at the barbecue. They hanging out. They eating what they want. And I can't eat what I want. They'd be like, well, why you can't eat what you want? Well, it's because my blood sugar is too high. I have insulin resistance, sir. Well, if that's you, if you don't want to feel like that anymore, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Seriously, if that's you. But if you say, Kelley, I'm okay with the pain, I'm okay with all of the confusion. Now, here's a lot of confusion. I'm okay with that, man. But if you're not okay with it, then you should join that challenge. And you'll be just like everybody else who joined the challenge, who gave it 100%. You give it 100%, I guarantee your blood sugar will not ever look the same. Ever. Okay? The A1C will be back to that 4.9 to 5.3. It's only a matter of time. So that's it, folks. See if we got any questions. No question. All right, cool. Sweet potato. Maybe they need to turn up the volume on their phone. Yeah, you may need to pump up the volume. Pump up the volume on your phone, man. Let me see. Pump up the volume on your phone. There's a lot of sound effects over here. But yeah, pump up that volume, man. Like here you go, Thriller. Yeah, you can hear it. So it works. I mean, it works. People can hear me. Want to test and see if that works. But yeah, this is part 1 of the plate, folks. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about all things. Oh, we're going to talk about the order. Before we go, before the short intermission, we always do a little intermission around this time. Short intermission. Right? Somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to them. Check your email. You just joined the challenge. Check your email. I'm going to send you a personal text a little bit later. Don't worry. After live, I got you. But welcome to that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm telling you, your stuff ain't ever going to look the same again. You can say bye-bye to your numbers right now. You can be like, yo, look at my A1C where it is. You can say bye to that. Okay? You can say bye to that forever. I'm going to go take a short intermission, but we'll be back. Oh, no, before we do that, sorry, let me do this. Let me tell you the order before you eat your food. 1, 2, 3. This is the order in which you eat your food, folks. We talk about this plate, last thing. Then we're gonna take a little break. Check this out. Number 1. Number 2. Eat your veggies first. Give me another violation again. You know, they give me violations all the time. It gives a little trend. Sometimes they get a little violation. So some people might drop off. But if they do drop you off, we're over here on YouTube. We're everywhere, folks. But here we go. Check this out. Number 1, veggies. Number 1. Kind of like when you go to the restaurant. Don't you get your veggies first. They bring out the side salad first. They bring out the side salad first. And then number 2, what do? When they bring out the salad, then what do? Oh yeah, they bring out the main course next, don't they? They bring out the main course. You're like, oh yeah, that's mine. I ordered the fish. Ooh, I ordered the steak. Ooh, I ordered the tofu. Ooh, I ordered the whatever. I ordered the chicken. Okay? That's why the proteins, you eat those second. So that's how you remember it. You just remember going to a restaurant. What do I eat first? Oh yeah, they bring out the salad first, don't they? So veggies first. Then they bring out the main course. Oh yeah, my protein, my fish. Yeah, I ordered the fish. That's second. Third, what do they bring out third? They say, here's what they say. When they say that you've eaten all of your appetizer, your salad, and then they say see that you ate your main course, and then the waiter's going to come out and they're going to say, sir or ma'am, would you like? They're going to use that term, would you like? I'm like, would I like what? Well, would you like some dessert? Would you like some dessert? Yeah, I'd like some dessert. So that is why you think of carbs, you think of fruit, you think of those last. Those go last. The carbs and the fruit will go last. On your plate, you eat that last on the plate. Think of carbs, think of fruit as a dessert. Think of fruit as a dessert. Anytime that you would think about a dessert, that is when you think about that's how you think about fruit as a dessert. So you won't wake up in the morning and you wouldn't have an apple pie for breakfast, would you? Only if it was Thanksgiving, you'd have apple pie for breakfast. If it was Thanksgiving. You have banana pudding for breakfast if it's Thanksgiving. You're like, yeah, it's banana pudding. I'm eating that for breakfast. Only because it's Thanksgiving. But other than that, you probably would never eat that stuff for breakfast. So it's the same thing with fruit. In the morning time, we're not eating the fruit for breakfast. It's like eating a dessert for breakfast. It's going to send your blood sugar real high. When do you eat dessert? Oh, you eat dessert after your main course. So that's how you remember it, folks. A 1, a 2, a 3. Hope that's making sense to y'all, folks. That is the order in which you eat your food. Go get yourself one of these plates. These plates are in my showcase, right? I'm gonna small intermission. I'll be back. But in the meantime, go get yourself some of these plates. Go register for the quiz. Go register for the masterclass. We're gonna come back and we're gonna talk more about this plate. Right? We're not done with the plate yet, folks. We'll be back. I'll be back in another minute. But in the meantime, let me turn my tunes back on. Hold on. All right. Any questions? Did I miss any questions? What do you suggest for breakfast? That's coming back. When I come back, we're going to talk about breakfast. When I come back. Deal? We're going to talk about breakfast. We're going to talk about breakfast when I come back. So let me see. I lost my beats over here. Let me put my beats back on. Hold on. I lost my beats. Hold on. Let me put them back on. All right, here we go. All right, I'll be back, folks. Come back. We're going to talk about breakfast. Don't go anywhere. Huh? Oh, that's what I All right, folks, we're back. We are back, folks, to talk about all things breakfast. Y'all didn't go anywhere. Good for y'all. Let's talk about all things breakfast. All right, let me turn my beats back down. Okay. Let's see here. Did I miss any questions? What do you suggest for breakfast? That's where we left off. Breakfast. All right. Breakfast. Super, super simple. Breakfast goes like this. You're going to go back to the plate again. We're going back to that plate again. And it's the savory breakfast. It's called a savory breakfast. Savory breakfast. What's a savory breakfast? Let me say what it's not. Here's what you don't eat for breakfast. You don't eat the sweet stuff. You suffer from insulin resistance? Well, nobody, period. Not even just insulin resistance, but if you're a human being, you shouldn't be eating the sweet stuff in the morning. Section 3, we're eliminating section 3 in the morning. So no carbs, no fruit. Put a big old X through section 3. Like section 3, X. That's what we're not eating for breakfast. We're not eating the super sugary stuff like all of the sugars, okay? All of the cereals, all of the Pop-Tarts. Contrary to popular belief, folks, Pop-Tarts are not a great breakfast. Contrary to popular belief, Pop-Tarts is not a healthy, nutritious breakfast. All right. Lego My Ego. Lego My Ego is not a good breakfast. Okay. No sweet breakfast in the morning. Pancakes is not a great idea in the morning. Mom's pancakes, not a great idea. Okay, so a savory breakfast goes like this: a protein, a fat, a protein and a fat, and a veggie. Protein, fat, veggie. That's beyond. That's savory breakfast. So it could be something like chicken and broccoli and an avocado. So chicken, protein, broccoli. Broccoli is your veggie, and then avocado is your fat. Look at that. That's a nice savory breakfast. And in the morning time, you want to load up on as much protein as possible. So load up on the protein in the morning. So as much protein as you can handle in the morning with a side of veggies, non-starchy veggies, and a healthy fat. Man, I'm telling you, you're going to be full for the rest of the day. You're gonna be like, yo, I'm full. It's gonna be lunchtime. You're gonna be like, I'm not even hungry though. I'm not even hungry. Normally I'd be starving right now, but since I had a savory breakfast, I'm not even hungry. Ooh, you know what that means? That means that when you're not hungry like that, you know what that means for your blood sugar? Guess what's going on inside of your body when you're not hungry? When you're not hungry and you feel good, you feel energetic, guess what your blood sugar is doing? That means your blood sugar is stable. That's what it means. Because it's nice, clean energy. It's nice, clean energy. Like I said, eating a savory breakfast is like taking off on an airplane. Taking off on an airplane. You go nice and gradual, you're on the runway, and it starts rising until it gets to cruising altitude. 30,000 feet. And then it takes off. It's going like 500 or 600 miles an hour. That's how you can get from one part of the country to another part of the country in a matter of a few hours. In a matter of a few hours. Why? It's because you had a savory breakfast. That's why. And when 3 o'clock came, instead of crashing, now you're smooth sailing. Instead of crash, you know that crash you get at 3 o'clock? Boom. What's up, Catherine? You know that crash that you get at 3 o'clock every day when you're at the office? So instead of doing that crash, you load up in the morning on protein and veggies, You're gonna be like, yo, I'm feeling good at 3 o'clock. I actually think I want to go for a walk instead of have a snack. I don't want a snack. I want to go for a walk instead. That is the power of having a savory breakfast, folks. It's the power of it. So that's a savory breakfast, folks. Any questions on what it means to have a savory breakfast? It could be something like, another savory breakfast could be something like, or steak and eggs. It could be a tofu scramble, or it could be an avocado toast. But instead of using the toast, you could actually use the tofu as the bread. You just split the tofu in half. Especially if you double freeze your tofu, like you freeze your tofu twice, whoo, has the texture of chicken, has chicken texture. When you freeze it twice, you get that in the morning. So protein, replace the bread with tofu, avocado, some veggies. That's a savory breakfast, folks. Okay, you do that, I'm telling you, smooth sailing. Any questions on that? All right, no questions on that. Appreciate the follow. Boiled eggs and sliced avocado. Yes, that's a savory breakfast. Oatmeal is a no. Oatmeal is not a savory breakfast. Oatmeal is going to go in section 3. That is no. We're not doing section 3 in the morning. No section 3 in the morning. If you want to start your day off like with quick energy in the morning, you can do that. You want to start your day off with quick energy, you can start your day off with an oatmeal. But here's what's going to happen. That energy is going to quickly fall. It's going to quickly fall. It's because it shot off like a rocket from the oatmeal. Especially if you put the brown sugar in there. You put the brown sugar in the oatmeal. And then it's going to fall off. And then you're going to feel it later. That's going to be that 3 o'clock crash. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in the morning. But when that later time comes, you're like, man. Woo. Feel a little tired. How do you freeze tofu twice? Thaw it first, thaw it out first. Yeah, you thaw it out. You get it, freeze it, unthaw it, freeze it again. That's how you do it. Simple. It's simple. When I have bread, I eat half a slice of wheat toast. If you're suffering from diabetes, high blood sugar, insulin resistance, and all, I wouldn't recommend it. When I have bread, I eat half slice of wheat toast. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend the bread in the morning. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, for anybody, I just don't recommend that. You want to start your day off right. You don't want to start your day off on a roller coaster. You feel what I'm saying? You want to start your day off right. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? All right. So no questions. No more questions. Go get yourself a plate, folks. If y'all ain't got yourself a plate, go get yourself one. Go get yourself one. All right. Here we go. The next category. Since there's no more questions, the next category on what to eat is beans. This clean eating plate. The beans, folks. Beans are what's called a resistant starch. You're like, well, what the hell is a resistant starch, Kelley? Well, a resistant starch, and why they call it resistant starch? Well, a resistant starch is a starch that you can't digest it. You cannot digest these beans. So you're like, well, what? That's not good, Kelley. I can't digest the beans. Why would that be good? Well, it's not good because here's why. I mean, it is good. Sorry, it is good because here's why. Whenever they go through your stomach, whenever they go, and then they go through your small intestines, these beans, they go through undigested. They're supposed to be digested, but they're undigested. Then they get to the large intestines. You know, the large intestines right before it leaves your body. That is where the fun starts. That is where the beans will get eaten The fiber from the beans will get eaten. You're like, well, what the hell's eating the fiber? Well, what's eating the fiber is the gut bugs. The gut bacteria is now eating the fiber. So that's good for you, because the more fiber that it eats, when it starts eating this fiber, the more fiber that it eats, the better you're going to feel. The more fiber that these gut bacteria eat, that's why they're always telling you, hey, how's your gut health? You got good gut health? You got poor gut health? How's your gut health? That's what the beans are for. So they feed the good bacteria. So beans are great. You got some people are going to have to get used to them. They was like, well, what you mean get used to them? They give me gas. They give me my stomach hurts, bloating, whatever. I get all that stuff when I eat beans, Kelley. Why? Well, the reason that you get all that bloating and all that stuff is because you're not used to the fiber. Your gut, you don't have the right bacteria in your gut to properly eat that fiber. And as a result, you start getting like gassy, bloating, stomachs hurting, all of that stuff. That's what happens. That happens in the beginning, and that's normal. But here's the thing, you're going to have to go through that because you're designed to have fiber. You're supposed to have fiber, okay? You're supposed to be able to eat beans without your stomach being all like in knots. It simply means you're not used to the fiber. That's all it is. And you're going to have to start getting used to that fiber. Only way you can get used to that fiber is to start going back through the fiber. Start going back through, eating the fiber. Still, it's going to suck in the beginning, but your body will eventually catch on. It will eventually catch on. Then this can happen over weeks. It happened for me. It took weeks for me, like 3 weeks, for my body to really be like, okay, I'm used to all this fiber now. But for the whole thing to turn over, it takes about 3-4 months for everything to turn over. Which kind of beans? Dry beans specifically, right? Red beans and black beans, navy beans, cannellini beans, chickpeas. These are the type of beans that we're talking about, the dry beans, right? You can do the ones in the can, but preferably we want you to do the ones that are in the, preferably we want you to do the ones that are the dry beans, right? How do you know if your gut bacteria is good? How have you been eating? What do you eat? Depending on what you've been eating, have you been eating a bunch of crap? Or have you been clean eating most of the time? Find out which one you've been eating the most of. Like, I've been eating more. Be honest with yourself. This is how you can know. Be honest with yourself. Ask that question first. And then you'll start to notice, like, do you get foggy headed a lot? Do you, like, is your energy always down? Are you in your thoughts a lot? Like, man, I'm in my thoughts a lot. And that's all from bad gut bacteria. Your gut bacteria, it literally makes up your personality. The gut bacteria is so important. It will literally control your personality, how you feel, everything, how you express yourself to the world. So if you're walking around sick all the time, getting colds, and every time you turn around, it's more likely that you got some bad bacteria. You start filling it with good bacteria, fiber, the stuff that you're eating, clean eating, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, leaner sources of protein, chicken, turkey, whatever. It's all the combination of stuff. It's what you've been eating, and will determine. That is how you can tell if you're in good gut health or not. Or if you can't eat beans, like, oh, I can't eat this, or I got a sensitivity to this, or I got a sensitivity to that. You need to check your gut health. All right, pinto beans and navy beans, yeah, lentils too. You do lentils too. Lentils are legumes, they're beans, right? Yeah, so lentils too. Is broccoli good fiber? Yes, broccoli is great fiber, right? Non-starchy veggies. Broccoli, cauliflower, kale, all of that stuff. Spinach, all of that stuff. It's all great stuff. It's all loaded with fiber. So the beans are loaded with fiber. All that's loaded with fiber. But here's the rule, though. Don't eat beans and rice together, though. You suffer from insulin resistance. Don't eat beans and rice together, folks. You're like, well, I can't eat beans and rice together, Kelley. Well, I said that these are resistance resistant starch, but they are still a starch. But if you combine them with the wrong forces, even though they're resistant starch, they're still a starch. If you combine it with the rice, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, eating beans and rice together is going to be a no-no. But if you're perfectly fine, if you're metabolically flexible, okay, knock yourself out. You can have beans and rice. But if you are suffering from insulin resistance, I'm going to say it again, there should be no beans and rice together, okay? So no stopping at Popeyes. So here we go. Check this out. It all circles back around. It all circles back around. 1, 2, 3. It just keeps on going. 1, 2, 3. It just keeps this. It's part of maintaining your pace, getting your number back to this ideal range, 4.9 to 5.3. That's where you want it, right? That's where we want our A1C. How do we get there? We're gonna have to do some work. What kind of work? It starts with this clean eating plate. It starts with a bunch of stuff, but it especially starts with this plate right here. So this, folks, is the clean eating plate. Any questions on the clean eating plate? Any questions? All right, so folks, if you need help with this, like I said earlier, you're struggling with this chronic health condition. You're like, yo, listen, my blood sugar's been high for a long time, Kelley, man. Like, I need help, bro. Like, my A1C is high. It won't drop no matter what I did. That's me. I raised my hand, Kelley. I need help. Because I'm laying awake at night thinking if diabetes is going to steal my future. I'm worried about that, Kelley. I'm worried about hanging out with my grandkids. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about, like, you know what I mean? I ain't going to be able to see my kids because my A1C is a little bit too high. I can't get it into the normal range. I'm frustrated. The doctor just give me more meds. I'm frustrated by that. What can I do, Kelley? You can raise your hand and say, I need help. If you raise your hand and say, I need help, here's what you can do. You can go register. You can go click that link in my bio. Click right up here. And then you can click on my picture again. And then you got to come to this. You click right here. And then you click on my picture again. Check it out. Right there. Right there. That's where all the quiz is. There's a quiz. There's the master class. There's a 14-day challenge. All of that stuff. Here's the challenge, folks. If you're struggling with that condition, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Over here, I'm going to show it over here as well. Right here. You should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you. If you're struggling with that condition, if you're struggling with all the stuff I just said, you're laying awake at night and you raise your hand and say, Kelley, I've got insulin resistance. Kelley, man, I just got diagnosed. Or, hey, Kelley, I've had this thing for 20 years. And they say I got to take this medication for the rest of my life. I don't want to do that, man. If that's you, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You said, Kelley, listen, man, I want to keep my toes, man. If you said, Kelley, hey, man, I don't want him to amputate my stuff. Hey, Kelley. If you say, hey, Kelley, I want to keep my vision, man. Like, what can I do? Well, if that's you, you can join this challenge as well. If you're pre-diabetic, you can join this challenge as well. If you got PCOS, you can join this challenge as well. Because it's for insulin resistance. We're going to put a stop to this whole insulin resistance thing. Like, we're going to make that a thing of the past. It's $99 to join the 14-day challenge. It's $99 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But the live discount code, when I am live, it is shower. We're going to use it for like another, we'll be on here for like another 10 minutes or so. But if you want to join that challenge, folks, you want to use that discount code, shower. You can drop that price down to $79. You're doing the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79 and not $99. Let me see here. Oh, and then finally, for my folks who are ready for serious change, you want to go beyond the challenge, you click that last link. That last link is for my Beyond the Challenge, folks. Right here. If you want to go beyond the challenge, it's right here. But you got to get through the first 2 weeks first. Get through the 2-week challenge first. Then you go beyond. Right? Well, folks are registering, joining that 14-day challenge, and then they go beyond the challenge. People are going beyond the challenge this morning. That is an 8-week transformation. Hang out with me for 8 more weeks, 10 weeks altogether. Hang out with me for doing that time, and then check it out. People are not going to recognize you. It's going to be a total transformation. Like, yo, who that? Who is that? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. That is going beyond the challenge, folks. Let's see here. You have two kinds of plates on your showcase. Which one to get 5 pieces? Either one, your choice. You want the white, all white plates, or you want the plates with all the different colors? It's totally up to you on which ones that you get. You know what I mean? It's totally up to you. I put it up there for variety, right? I put it up there for variety. That is why there's all the different plates on there, right? So let me show you what you're talking about here. Show you what we're talking about here. Oh, Rosie, I saw your question. No, Beyond the Challenge is not self-paced, right? It is not self-paced. You get me as your coach every week. I'm your coach. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna talk about this whole thing. We're gonna talk face to face, Rosie, every week, right? It's real life coaching. It's coaching, right? That's what Beyond the Challenge is about. I'm gonna give you all the stuff and all that stuff. You're gonna have all the material in there, but at the end of the day, it comes down to what are the actions that you're doing every week, and I'll be there to coach you along the way. So that's what Beyond the Challenge is about, folks. Let's see. Question: you have two kinds of plates? Yeah. Oh, I was going back to the plates. Here are the plates, right there. Here are the plates. Two kinds of plates. There's the plates with all the different colors, and then there's the plates. There's a white plate. So they're the same thing. It's just the one's all white, and the other ones have different colors and all different. You know what I mean? It's just totally up to you. It's the same kind of plates, though. Same kind of plates. Thank you for the daily heart me. All right. All right. Any questions on that? No questions on that. Okay. Like I said, we're gonna end early today, folks. We're gonna get out here early. But here's the thing: we're gonna end about an hour early today. Typically, we're on here to 11. But yeah, we're gonna go. We got some Beyond the Challenge, some stuff to take care of today. But because folks are joining the challenge, going beyond the challenge, so we're gonna make sure everything is good to go. But everything is good. It is good. We're gonna welcome everybody, and then if you join the 14-day challenge, be on the lookout for a text message. After I finish the live, I'm gonna send you a text message, and we're gonna get you going. But here it is, folks. You want to get to this number, the parting words I'm going to leave you guys with. If you want to get to this number, 4.9 to 5.3, you want to get to that number, your A1C, you want your A1C to drop. You're going to have to go through something hard. It is not just going to be given to you. Your A1C is just not going to drop by itself. It is not going to be given to you. You're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to go through something maybe a little bit challenging to get it, because everything that you want and don't have is literally on the other side of hard. That's where it is. Everything that you want and don't have is on the other side of hard. So step out, and everything that you want is right there. Everything that you want and don't have is outside of your comfort zone. Step outside of your comfort zone, folks. And it's right there, I promise you. And like I said before, you're not stuck. You're not stuck with diabetes. You're not trapped with that. That's like old stuff. Like, you remember back in the day, like, man, that's old, man. That's outdated stuff. We're in the 21st century now. Like, people are getting rid of diabetes every day. It's like it's common. It's the normal stuff. And when people are like, where you been? Yo, bro, you been in the ice age? Diabetes is type 2 diabetes is reversible, bro. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. It is, but like I said, it is outside of your comfort zone. Most people don't want to get outside of their comfort zone. I certainly didn't. I certainly didn't want to give up my double cheeseburgers with extra pickles and a small fry from McDonald's for clean eating. You thought that I wanted to give up. You thought that this guy right here wanted to give up his McDonald's and all that stuff for some clean eating? Does it look like I was clean eating? Does it look like I knew anything about clean eating, folks? Does it? You tell me. Does it look like I know anything about clean eating? No. I knew nothing about clean eating. I was eating something there, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't clean. Okay? I'm pretty sure it wasn't clean eating. All right? I didn't know anything about clean eating. Because I wanted to stay inside of I didn't even care to learn. If somebody told me about some clean eating during that time, I would have laughed them out of the room. Like, what? Bro, I'm never giving up my double cheeseburgers with extra pickles and a small fry from McDonald's. I am never giving up my gummy worms. I'm giving up my gummy. I ain't giving up my gummy. I ain't giving up none of that. Only reason I gave up alcohol is because it kept making me go to sleep. Like, that's all I would do is go to sleep. That's all I do is go to sleep. I couldn't even get drunk. When I turned 40, I couldn't even get drunk anymore. I would go to sleep before I'd even get buzzed. Like, as soon as I drink one beer, I'm just like, where's the nearest couch? If we're hanging out, if we go to like a jazz restaurant or go hang out, I have a drink at the restaurant. I'll be like, yo, we're supposed to go do something afterwards. I don't want to go do that. All I want to do is go home and go to sleep. That's the only reason I stopped drinking alcohol, folks. Other than that, I wouldn't stop drinking no alcohol. Okay? I was not. Because I wanted to stay inside of my comfort zone. But here's the thing. Your comfort zone is a beautiful place. But the only thing that grows there is regret. Regret is just proof that you stayed still when you had every chance to move. That's what regret is. You stayed still, but you had every chance to move. You could have moved because of this. You could have moved because of that. You could have moved because of this or whatever. You could have moved. But you decided to stay inside of your comfort zone. Now, as the years have gone by, now you're still on the meds, and now your diabetes got worse. Now it's just like, dang. Don't be like that. Don't have that feeling. I don't want you to go through that. Because it's a nasty feeling. You don't see it right now because you're inside of the jar. You can't read the label from inside of the jar. If you're suffering from diabetes, all you know is I'm in pain. How many more meds? I just got to take meds. That's all you see. You're inside of the jar. But when you get outside of that jar, you can actually read the label. You're like, oh, I can see now. Oh, I can read the label. I got a different perspective now. I want you to get outside of that bottle. Get outside the jar. And there's a whole nother world out there, I'm telling you. We're not stuck in the Stone Ages anymore. You're not stuck with diabetes. The only thing that you're loyal to is that you're not stuck with diabetes. You're just loyal to your preferences. That's it. Same thing that I was. I was loyal to McDonald's. I was loyal to McDonald's, folks. I was loyal to it. I was loyal to McDonald's. I was loyal to Burger King and gummy worms and Mountain Dew and Netflix. I was loyal to that. I was loyal to the remote being in my hands. If you want to kick your preferences to the side, you kick your preferences to the side for 2 weeks, and you hang out with me for 2 weeks. You hang out with me for 2 weeks. And at the end of those 2 weeks, you're going to be a totally different person. You go hard for 2 weeks. You step outside of your comfort zone for 2 weeks. It's called the challenge. Like I said, people hit me up and be like, Kelley, this is hard. I say, well, it is called the challenge, right? I don't think I messed up on the name. I didn't call it the 14-day blood sugar cakewalk. It's not called that. It's called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Okay? It's supposed to be challenging. So what stands in the way actually becomes the way. What stands in the way becomes the way. Now leave it at that, folks. You're not stuck. You're just loyal to your preferences. That's it. Diabetes is a it's so easy to get rid of diabetes. It is type 2 diabetes. It is so easy. Same way I did it. Same way everybody else who's joined the 14-day challenge and now they're going beyond the challenge. Same way that they're going to do it too. People are not even going to recognize them. So that's it, folks. We're going to get up out of here today, but be back tomorrow. Same bat time, 7:15 Central Standard Time. We'll be back then. But for my folks who have joined the 14-day challenge, for my folks who raised their hand and they say, listen, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to get off of this roller coaster. I had insulin resistance for too long. I'm ready. Sign me up. Okay? If you're ready, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You want to use today's discount code SHOWER. Like we talked about earlier with regret. You don't want to live with regret. You don't want to do that. It's a terrible feeling. You want to join the 14-day challenge, use that discount code SHOWER. And for my folks who are ready to go beyond the challenge, today's the day you go beyond the challenge. Right? It's not self-paced anymore. It's self-paced. Now we're in the thick of it. Now we're working together. We're working together. It's gonna be me and you and me. It's gonna be everybody in the community who went beyond the challenge. But until tomorrow, folks, let's see if I missed any questions. Can berberine help lower your A1C? Yeah, it can, but you're still gonna have to do the work though. There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. The shortcut is doing the work. Yeah, it does help though, but again, it's not the end all be all. Hello, how so to get rid of type 1? You can't get rid of type 1 diabetes. You can't get rid of that. What you can do is you can become very, very insulin sensitive. You can make it so you can become so insulin sensitive that you don't even need that much insulin because you're insulin sensitive. So that's it. That's it. You can't get rid of it, but you can make yourself so insulin sensitive that you don't have high blood sugar anymore. You're off the blood sugar roller coaster. You off of all of that. So yeah, type 2 diabetes, very, very reversible. Type 1 diabetes is you can't reverse it, but you can make yourself very insulin sensitive. Right? Like I said, you're not trapped. If you're type 1, you're not trapped either. You're just more loyal to the preferences. You can change your lifestyle. You can. It's about choices. It's the choices that we make. So here's the thing, folks. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. You know how when you're born, right? You look like they're like, yo, who you look like? You look like your mom. You look like your dad. Like, who do you look like? Okay. Do you look like your grandpa? Look like your grandma? You look like Aunt Sally? You look like your family members when you're born. But now, okay, when you pass away, you want to know what you look like? You look like your choices. See y'all tomorrow.